Yeah. Here we are. It's Monday, February 20th. Good evening, Gunkers. And we are back with you. We weren't sure whether or not we would be back today since, my boyfriend Dennis was
Jinxed it.
112%
Fucking
sure
jinxed it.
that
I
he
jinxed
wasn't
it.
he wasn't going to be there today. So, of course, your girl
shouldn't have been.
Monique wakes up and, is more than happy to be listening to a podcast about the Murdoch murders. And lo and behold, there's a thread. There's a thread with all the news that's fit to print about Howard. And God, was it an awful show today. So we're joined tonight by Sherilyn's Helmet, aka Johnny, the Jackie Chair. Nobody wonders why you drink. But Jovial will be flitting in and out during the podcast tonight. But what we wanted to talk about, X is not here. I have no idea where he is, but he texted me saying that he had something to do. So such is life.
Dennis, Jeremy Harrelson thinks you need a vacation from the thread.
I need a vacation.
I get that
absolutely.
sense too. I
Well,
burned
he's
you
going to
out
be off
this
for
shit.
2 weeks in March.
Rot your
So
brain.
It's
I
not
think
soon enough.
You've
Not
lost
soon
enough
enough.
brain cells.
I mean, this week alone, when he has Pink in on Wednesday, Pink. I mean, you
The
gotta be
world's oldest
kidding me.
teenager.
I saw
Literally-
Pink in concert, but that was like 20
When?
years ago.
Exactly. I mean, it's such a wig, and I'll just digress for a second. The Pink thing is such a wig pro quo at this point because it's done by Live Nation, which is owned by Liberty Media, which also owns Sirius XM, and they literally just said you just got all right, you can go on that show and promote your show that no one's going to go see.
I saw her the other day on something. She looks like she's on the 19th hole of the LPGA Tour, about to play on Rosie O'Donnell's softball team. There's no way
You're
she's not a
saying
lesbian.
that Pink has
There's
some
no way.
lesbianic
There's
tendencies?
no yes.
Is that what you're saying?
We got to
here?
get Gat Girl, get the Gat Girl gaydar up because
She's always been a little gaydar.
this is off the charts. This look.
Yeah,
What I saw 2 days ago. And I don't want to generalize and stereotype. We don't do that here, but
yeah, you get that vibe. You get that vibe from her. You do get that vibe from her.
I
But
always
yeah,
got
it's a
that
whole-
vibe from her.
But yeah, there's a whole bunch of. It's just so weird. I mean, it's like 20 years too late.
I will tell you, I saw her in concert at Madison Square Garden. She was very into that whole acrobatic thing and whatever.
Yeah.
And nothing amazed me and shocked me more than to be able to sing as well as she did live and be able to do the acrobatics that she was doing. And it was amazing. But honestly, I haven't listened to her music probably in 15 years, honestly. Yeah. So this is maybe her comeback thing. I think she's been kind of off the grid a little bit, raising her kid, whatever the hell she's doing. I don't know. But whatever, who
in
cares?
fifth grade, I
hours.
won the uneven parallel bar contest in gym class. Seriously, as taught by Jackie Martling.
Thank you, Ida. Celebrating Mark Maron mentioning Shecky last week. Did he?
Jesus Christ.
I did not realize that.
Ida, did you see me on Maron's pilot and his sitcom? His
Oh,
live
did
action
you watch
You were the
last
pilot?
week's? Did you watch
That was
last
it's
week's
the
show
first
with Mark Maron?
episode, Dennis.
So
That was the first episode.
check that out. Hi to everybody. Hi, Coach. Hi, Aldi. Yes, I'm
Johan
wearing
Melinda.
pants. I don't know who asked me that, but yes, of course I am. What do you think? I
see
come down
funny
here in
feathers.
undies. Yes, I am thrilled to see you guys, and that's probably a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Phony feathers.
I was upstairs watching TV and I was kind of falling asleep and then my alarm went off on my phone and I had to drag my ass down here. So I've done
sorry.
nothing to prepare for tonight's show.
Nothing?
You sound more jaded than Johnny Depp in season 4 of 21 Jump Street, when, as Sarah said, he had 9 toes out the door.
Ah, it's just one of those
Johan
days.
Melinda.
Cheap phony feathers.
Good,
What is it you
good,
wanted me
good.
to
Monique, can I defend you for 1 second?
oh,
Technologically.
against two? About what?
Just in
Just
general,
what?
just technologically and everything. We did a Deppening watch along with Sweeney Todd and the Great David. So I'm the heterosexual pretending to know a lot about Stephen Sondheim, and David's a Sondheim super fan.
Oh,
and
I'm
we're
sure
doing
he
this
is.
whole thing about Sweeney Todd, and I'm talking about the history in depth, channeling David Bowie when he sang it. We're having this great conversation, 45 minutes. Sarah politely private chats me and goes, John, we didn't hit record.
Oh, no.
No.
This is the 4th time I've done this. So what they do is, Dennis, you see this, StreamYard goes, Do you want to record? You hit yes, and you really bash the fucking mouse button. You want to hit record? Yes. Do you really, really, really want to hit record? Yes, yes. They make you hit it confirmation 4 times, so you get all focused on what you want to say, and then you realize I didn't record shit because you're not staring at the time in the left corner.
Well,
which
that's kind of curious because it always tells me, it says it's showtime. Are you ready to start? I say yes, and it's just
There's
instantly
5
goes.
confirmation, Monique. I mean,
That's
it's
weird. I've never seen
crazy.
that. Before I used StreamYard, I think I used to have some issues, but
and then I tried to recreate it after we did it again, and you just can't, as they say, go home again or toothpaste back into. We did a decent job recreating it, but David was such a fucking rock on tour.
Yeah,
eloquent
you know what? It's
rock on
hard. It's hard to get that little mojo back after you've
But you've gotten shit. We've actually done a whole Dr. Ivan episode, the 3, and I could see how easily, because you get focused on something and you're not staring at the recording. This is the 4th time this has happened to us.
Worse than that was the one I regret the most is the time that we had Tim Sabian and at the bar.
Yeah.
And I double checked my equipment, but I didn't do that last vocal test, and it just sounded so shitty. It was a horrible interview. I should really get him on to just do the whole thing all over again.
Sure,
he loves
you.
He
can talk now, right? His thing's up.
The weirdest thing about all of these guys is that they all love to talk shit behind the scenes, but never, ever, ever, ever want to come on air and say anything.
After that stuff with his dad, he has got nothing to lose. I would just throw caution. I would just unload. There's nothing to lose to him.
No, I know.
Especially the clip today that just totally screams it that it's time.
Which one?
Thank you, Kylo. Yes.
Is anybody actually listening to this? I love when he actually said that.
I love that.
Right.
I have that
double recorded. I have a little recording app, and just hit record to back it up. That's exactly right. And I don't do that.
Reel to reel right behind him.
Hooper goes, I need a StreamYard coach. It was.
John, Hanker for Hunk of Cheese wants to know what your avatar is.
Okay, Johnny Depp has a small role in Platoon, and a lot of his good scenes are cut out of it. In one great scene, he has an exposition of the entire Platoon's deal and where they're from, which is cut out of the movie, and that pisses me off to this day because Oliver Stone thought that Depp
really
upstaged.
Change the movie?
It did. It did to me, Charlie. So that's
what rant did Grace have that we never played?
Yeah,
Grace
tell us,
even
Chief.
have a rant?
So Depp was dating Sherilyn Finn at the time, and that's his homage to Sherilyn Finn on the helmet.
Wait, John, did Grace ever have a rant on our show?
Yeah.
That we didn't play?
Not that we were supposed to, but she probably had a rant or two, I'm sure.
I don't know. I disliked her so much by the end. I don't even care that we didn't.
If anyone wants to hear Grace's voice, just watch Nicole Wallace on MSNBC at 4 o'clock. She sounds exactly like her.
She does. Well, no, Grace is a little bit more nasal than Nicole Wallace, I think. What do you mean is a ghost blowing Mo? Do I look like? Does my what?
What? Oh, because when you lift up your leg, the white sheet that you're lifting.
I was a little chilly when I came down here, so I put on my KC blanket of Howard Stern faces, and I turned it inside out because I can't look at him.
One last thing, Monique, about we had an Outback Chuck Woolery hookup with Bon Jovial and Megan Foster, who is also from Australia and lives in Melbourne, and they were flirting on the Deppening on Friday.
Really?
Yes. She said she can't get on. She can't get on Radio Gunk, by the way. She wants to get on. She can't get on.
What do you mean?
That's the woman who wrote the rant about me being too critical of Depp.
But what do you mean she can't get on Radio Gunk?
She said that a CAPTCHA is throwing her off. You know, you have to hit the CAPTCHA and...
You know what? As a general rule, honestly, I think Bon Jovial is one of our only people from Australia. As a general rule, we don't let people in from other countries.
That's so xenophobic of you.
No, it's just because 9 out of 10 times they wind up being spam. So why don't you tell her if she emails me and tells me that what the username is, then I will happily put her on. Of course, I just wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. All right, so we are going to.
Josh, hold on, Mo. MFT, Mo's legs are up to give space for the ram.
I have on I already have on my sleepy shorts because I'm really fucking tired. Here, I'm gonna show you. See,
Those are sleepy shorts.
these are my sleepy shitty duty shorts.
You pull them off. You pull that look off. Would you go shopping in those? Would you go to Publix in those?
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
Florida.
That's really true. There's no dress code at all.
No
in
dress code here.
supermarkets.
I actually dress to go out. I don't know. I'm kind of weird.
To Publix?
Yes, to Publix.
Oh, I wouldn't. You know what? I would ride my bike in this, and I would just, wear my flip flops and
I
go.
wear gym shorts around the house and stuff, but I really don't like going to stores like that.
Went
Put
to
up their pants.
Kmart the other day. Bought a couple short sleeve suits. A little Century 21 blazer for the holidays. That's for Josh Foster.
Oh my
That's
God,
right,
Blue
Blue
Marlin,
Marlin.
you're so right. I am dressed for Winn-Dixie completely.
Absolutely.
I don't. You know what? Honestly, I don't really give a shit down here. Most of the people are just like these altacacas that I don't really. I'm not dressing for any of these people. Okay. So I would like to talk to you really quickly about our boyfriend KC. As you know, Bon Jovial and I have been trying to help him spur up some interest in his YouTube channel, and unfortunately, his YouTube channel was taken down because apparently he's had the channel for 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he had on there from forever ago was a video of this woman who is an artist, and she paints women nudes, so she paints nudes. So apparently there was too much nudity in one of his videos, and they didn't even give him a strike. They just shut him down. Just shut him down.
So wait, it was art. It wasn't like
It was
porn.
art.
It wasn't like gratuitous.
It was not porn.
It was art.
You should have said it was breastfeeding, Monique. that gets the pass on nudity YouTube for everything. This is breastfeeding.
So yes, by that I agree with you completely. It's just so curious that he does like a stupid little soliloquy about that idiot, and then all of a sudden he's taken down. So with that in mind, before we start the show, Casey had a little video that Bon just sent to me that he would like for us to play. So I'm going to add that to the stream.
Hey, what's going on? RadioGunk guys. Listen, real quick. I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. But those cocksuckers, I wonder why they took my channel down, because 15 years ago I had some body paint models on there, and there were 300,000 views, been up for 15 years, but all of a sudden I talk about somebody who we all know,
Tom Cheese.
and I must have gotten a bunch of complaints and stuff, so they shut my channel down permanently. But I got Bon Jovial on the case, and just want to give a huge thank you to all you people, to Monique, especially Bon Jovial, everybody who helped me out. But we're gonna get the channel back, and I got a lot of cool shit that I'm gonna show you. But right now, let's get ready for what we love the most. It's my favorite show. Guys, here's RadioGunk.
Oh, you're
Nice
the
intro.
cutest. You're the cutest. He's so cute.
Hey, Casey.
He's so cute. He's so cute.
Hang with me. I'll teach you how to get several channels taken down.
And we'll destroy your liver even fucking more than it already is. Yes, Coach, you were exactly right. Seriously, Casey looks really healthy. Good for him. Class act. Thanking RG.
Yeah, Sara said he looks better now than back, in
Absolutely.
2003.
He's probably living better, not as stressed.
Well, you know what? He doesn't drink. He lives a healthy lifestyle, and he's focused on himself. So
he's
Taco
got a
Tuesday
cat.
says nudity
With a
is actually
helicopter.
allowed on YouTube as long as it's medical or educational. He may be able to get his channel back by contacting YouTube. Yes, we're already working on it. Bon Jovial has already written a letter to them. I wish he would have run it past me before he sent it. I would have tweaked it just a snurch. But nonetheless, I think it's okay. And I think that hopefully he will get his channel back. And if he does, and when he does, we will let you guys know so that you can start following him.
It's too strange the day we promoted it's taken down. It ain't
Yeah.
no coincidence.
There are no coincidences, as we
No.
all
No,
know.
there is not.
So this is, unfortunately, this is the payback you get for for poking the hornet's nest that is.
Almost every single show is where he breaches my copyright and posts something.
Yeah, it's big. So, I like Steve Z's explanation. Did the news mention Howard as a grandpa?
Of
Yeah,
course.
exactly. 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 Okay, so let's start today's show, and it is Monday. I like I said before, I really wasn't expecting him to be live today. Xavier had mentioned that Dennis didn't even sticky his thread. He just
No, I
he
kinda
just put it
did.
up,
I
and
feel
that
like-
was the end of it. It was one of those days, though, and usually I can steal a lot of clips from the show that are just little things that he says and little nuances that we love to take with us, and yeah, not so much today.
Today it gives
honestly.
you nothing.
But he had
There's nothing.
had a few things though that he said that were
Yeah, brother
Dennis
Ted.
got a lot of shit for predicting that he'd be off today. Dennis
He
also
did get a lot of
predicted
shit. 112% sure that he was going to be off today,
Yeah, I
but
jinxed
Dennis
it.
has a
By
theory
saying that, I
that
jinxed
he
But-
jinxed himself.
But here's the thing though. It was very odd because it was that whole Howard where kind of something got messed up and he really didn't want to be working today because this has happened before.
No doubt about it,
And-
Dennis. Don't confuse this for
Yeah.
ambition or some
No,
kind of
no,
work
no, of
course
ethic.
not.
Something
This is a
happened.
summer escape plan or to extend some vacation. There's something going on. Dennis is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Well,
What
we
is
shall
it
see.
then?
We will update the calendar this week, see where we sit. Brother Ted, Monique, you and Shuli are both friends with Carl of Who Are These Podcasters. How are you and Shuli these days? Still at war? Any cooling of hostilities? I have no hostility towards Shuli. I don't care. That's
Everybody
all.
else does.
You know, there's like a weird thing where I don't beef with anybody. I don't care to beef with anybody. But don't-
He has his own hate for him where you're a celebrity, you're a VIP status, and you're
Yeah,
not even on
just don't fuck with me. That's all,
Reddit.
and I won't fuck with you. I don't care to get into Twitter wars with people or talk about them on the show. You know, I mean,
Surely-
was it fun when Shuli only had 200 people watching his show after being up for a week, and the only time he actually got any kind of modicum of success was because he glommed onto the Stuttering John Dabbleverse in which to steal all of his material from Reddit? No, I wouldn't say that on air.
I saw a
wouldn't
clip
care.
on I saw a clip of Shuli with Carl whenever one of them was whatever they were doing, but they were talking about you, and Shuli said, "Oh, Monique and I we got off on the wrong foot," and he didn't say anything else. But that kind of gives you an idea. He doesn't.
Well, you know
I
what?
don't think he hates you.
Shuli, I'm pretty positive that there will come a day where Shuli and I will have a meeting of the minuscule minds, and we will get together and, you know, have a little love fest in the way that only I can talk to him and have it be.
He should come on because
No,
he's got
no.
a lot to
Slightly
talk about
passive-aggressive.
nowadays.
Oh my God, he really does, and you know what? He should want to come on my show. And the reality is, you know, he loves to pick on the fact that we're just a little stupid show, and it's like, oh,
Everything's a
dude, you
stupid
were a
show.
little stupid show until you did the glom. You were.
So Monique, if you really want to have a one-on-one with him, just go find one of his events that he has in Florida or in Pennsylvania, and just walk in there because you'll be the only one there.
You know what? I would
You and him.
1000% do that. If it
Yeah, but then you and him.
if it turns out that he is within a 2-hour radius of anywhere I am, I will go see him. I will do that.
I think he respects your sort of dabbler history
Affiliation.
because you helped John learn how to podcast. So I think surely respects that you are.
People are telling everybody how to do it.
Well, the
Yeah.
reality is if you look at like Carl and Shuli and Kumi, I like all of them. I am the only one that had a justifiable relationship or friendship with John. You know, everybody else kind of made it like a thing where they were going to, and you know what, justifiably so. I mean, there was just so much material there. I completely understand how that happened. And the weird part about it, and of course, you know, this is something I cannot stand talking about, but the weird part about it is that John never really even listened to any of the shows I did with Carl. Like, he never really even, you know, everything that was ever said. Same thing with fucking Opie, that thin-skinned cunt.
We made up. We made up on Friday. You made up.
You didn't tell me
Yeah, I had a
this.
nice little, nice little turn with it. I
It
talked
do- you
about
know, it
Captain.
almost doesn't
He knows
matter
Chris
'cause he
Evans. He knows
doesn't-
Chris Evans and Captain
He
America.
doesn't, but he doesn't. He gives us no quarter. He has talked about coming on the show for how long, and he gives us no quarter. So you know what?
I gotta show you this.
I'm no. Listen, Chaka Khan. Tell me it wouldn't be fun. Honestly, tell me it wouldn't be fun. Mo mending fences, Dennis exploding fences.
You took a real roundhouse at Jim Norton's sobriety, Monique, on Friday at the end too. So congratulations,
Coach. I would do it for the show. Okay, there's nothing. I wouldn't do it to do a meet and greet for friggin' Shuli. I would do it for the show. It's all about doing it for this. That's all. It's not for any other reason. That's just the way I am. And so if he winds up being our friend, yes, Opie is dead air. If he winds up being our friend on the show, so be it, you know, but it's not going to make me feel any differently about him. And I'm really, really happy with telling him exactly how I feel. And I have no issue with that. And, you know, none of these people scare me even slightly. I don't really care. That's the bottom line. Just like
Anyone
this
who goes
one
to
girl,
Carla Ruiz's
fucking
funeral.
Debbie, who wanted to fight me when I was like 14 years old. And she's like, oh, you were talking shit about me. You know, she was all fucking bitchy. And it's like, oh my God. And I was the exact same person as I am today. It's like, I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about your friends. I don't care about your family. I don't care about your brothers. I don't care about you. So why are you coming after me? I just don't care. I just don't.
Who would win in a fight, her or Christina Brown?
Ooh, Christina Brown for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Always bet on black.
always,
right,
always bet on the CB. But she was also like 4 inches taller. I mean, she's just a big girl.
She was like
She's a
6'5".
big- She's a big girl. Yeah, she's a big girl. Okay, all of you saying do not have Shuli on your show. There is no. I've not reached out. There is no potential. There is nothing coming down the pike. There is no discussions. There is nothing. Okay, so don't worry about it. So let's get into the show, and let's talk about.
Christina goddamn Brown.
Gunga Din's quoting Michael Jackson from "The Girl Is Mine." I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Exactly.
The girl
This is
mine.
absolutely the truth. But if you get my dander up, I will scratch, kick, and pull hair. I'm a fucking catty like that. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we had some technical difficulties today.
Yeah.
And that happened a couple of times.
Yep.
And I don't know what happened to Grace Holden. She lived 2 blocks away from me. I never saw her again. Never once. Never a single time. Not once. So whatever. She did some sort of old-timey podcast about old-timey people, and she liked that kind of shit. So, and, you know, she didn't like my vision on this show, and neither does everybody else, quite frankly, who has left the fucking show to go do their own thing. But again...
I saw Grace
care.
eating at McDowell's. I think she went back to 1952.
Drinking a Mr. Pibbs?
Yeah, drinking Mr. Pibbs.
But I love dogs too.
There's Nicole Wallace.
Okay, let's go. So here we go.
Anyway, good morning, everyone. Happy President's Day. I knew we shouldn't be working on President's Day. How
So why are you?
that
right,
happened,
Dennis.
I don't know. I'm a big President's Day guy.
Really?
It's a sacred holiday to me, and I don't know what I'm doing
Did
here.
that
But
switch over the weekend?
yeah, well, we're having some technical problems. It shouldn't impact the broadcast too much, but
I love the way he talks about how he's like a professional and nothing should impact his ability to do the show. And then he proceeds for the next 3 clips to bitch about
can't
it.
see Robin, who I always like to look her over. And well, most of my screens here are blackened; they're not working. So, you know, it doesn't matter. You can
Why did
handicap
I
me.
get dressed today?
I know you should just be nude. I don't mind being handicapped like this because I'm a professional broadcaster. I can do anything I need to do.
Gina Bobima is right. There is no modulation on his voice right now.
Yeah, so for President's Day, I have planned a few things when I...
Yes, there is.
Okay, yeah, he's really... No, but he's flat.
It's no.
He doesn't have
flat.
Darth Kermit.
It's
There's
not
no Darth
perfected
Kermit.
to Darth Kermit.
No, it's
It's
on.
not there.
It's on. I don't know.
It's
on.
off, though.
I can hear it.
There's something off, though, with the voice.
Something's
it's not.
definitely it's either energy or Darth
It's
Kermit
yeah, it's
modulation
energy.
or
I can hear
lack
the
of passion.
for sure.
They forgot to press the Vader button on the end of the board so they can actually get that sound because it's not hurting my ears. Usually his voice hurts my ears.
You're not a
Monique's-
victim. No one's feeling
Maybe it's your
sorry
new
for you.
headphones. Maybe it's
Monique's
your
just
new...
Even worse.
Yeah, Monique's just playing it lower.
It's your new headphones. You hear
What do
every
you
little
got there,
nuance.
Denny? What do you got?
Yes,
What do you got?
he's what he's got. He's got the same
what
ones
are
as
they?
me now.
In
Yeah.
ears. Nice.
These things.
These things.
These things.
These things.
ZS10 Pros.
Yes, they are the
Pros.
best. They are the best.
And the stuff's in Chinese in the back, so you know it's good.
Yeah, so you pick color and file square. Okay.
See?
Okay.
Well, I have a good mind to call the Asian Defamation League. What? Why did you use that?
Okay, so let's move on and talk about how this show doesn't really matter.
Hey, I have
everybody's on
planned a
vacation.
few things when I realized that we would be working. Also, I will remind you, Robin, this show almost doesn't matter. Everyone is in bed now, sleeping.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
There's
We
no
can
one
do
listening.
anything.
That's right. No one is listening except for the two of us, and there you go.
Well, just
Anyway.
let's just treat it like a phone call.
I don't understand what she's saying. Nobody
She's
cares.
an idiot. She actually, there's a few clips today where she is mentally checked out. I mean,
Yeah,
she
something's
is an
going on
idiot. But it's amazing though that I think deep down he truly does realize that no one gives a shit anymore about him. I mean, I think it really is starting to sink in.
Tamara
Because-
Francois said that most of Sirius was not on today, and they were in repeat.
Yep.
So you are not doing a cent. You're getting paid for this. You know this is going to tack on to his fucking summer or some spring break bullshit. You know there's some weird day where it's hanging, and he figures if I work today, I can extend the summer or whatever.
Well,
and
we were talking about whether or not we thought that maybe Ashley decided to get married in June
That
instead
could
of like
be,
July
yes.
or August, and maybe that she, she wasn't going by the edicts of when he could be there. But
Yes.
he's the one paying for it, so who knows? Who knows
Definitely.
how this
But
kind
it's
of
his little girl. It's his little
yeah,
girl,
it's
the
my
guilt.
baby girl.
Definitely.
So
He's been treating this like a phone call for the last 3 years.
yeah.
yeah,
the
he's
show,
been phoning it
you know.
in. Yes, exactly. So then he had more technical difficulties. So he was trying to do the knock knock. Oh, look who it is! It's President Obama. So that led to more technical difficulties, which was pretty much what happened for the first half hour of the show.
The guy just stood there and stared at me.
Why would he do that?
So basically, what happened is the Obama guy came and knocked on the door, and their Zoom is all out. Like he can't see anybody. The only person he can see or hear is Robin at this point.
Then
What's going on?
pre-tape. Then pre-tape it, you dunderheaded dipshit.
I'm
Who
going
gives
to
a
talk
shit
about
if
that
it's
later. He made a mention about why people go live.
Guys, why was President Obama just staring at me? Wow.
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 Have we lost
add-
all audio?
I'll add it
For
for
Robin?
him.
I'm working in
go,
a vacuum.
Howard.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I want to apologize to our subscribers.
And to the president, he got up early to be here
Can you
and
imagine?
probably was jabbering away and can't be
Stop trying to
heard.
sell the
I am sorry.
Is anyone able to communicate with
Nobody's paying. Nobody's chiming in.
us except?
No. They're all eating bagels
it's
right
me.
now.
I'm here.
Oh, how did you? But how can you? How can you
Obama.
do that? I didn't open the door yet. Hold on a second. Let me open the door because you're sounding muffled. That's better. Hi, Mr. President. How are you?
Hey, there we go. There we go. It's
You're right, Frank Zen. He does sound so lifeless. It really, he's
No passion. He's got
He's,
nothing to offer, Frank.
there's nothing
nothing
left.
to offer you.
There's nothing left in the kicker.
Nothing to see
I
here.
think the door should be closed on this show.
Oh, is
No,
that
when-
you? I
Yeah.
love it.
He's got
great.
door stuff now. That's
Oh,
great.
I'm so glad Bond's here tonight. I love when he does like little clips.
Oh, please no door knocking. Please, dear God, no. Please. I'm going to have like
It is
flashbacks.
time to get off the fucking stage. Know when you leaving them wanting more went away
Oh, it's
14
too late
years
for that.
ago.
That
ship sailed.
that ship has sailed. That's
mean,
exactly
like
right.
Dominic Barbara. Long,
You know,
Long
and the
Island
thing
Sound.
is, though, this is a man doing a show basically in a spare room of his house in Florida.
Right.
And it's too much for him.
To the
It's
tune of
too
4,000.
much for him.
It's for you, Dennis. He's not getting
It's too
paid for
much.
this.
It's just too much, you guys. And
Too
so
much for him.
he decided he was going to do a Name That President game. Ooh, somebody giving us money in euros. Thank you, Pre.
Wow. So that's like $10.
When he gets to the
5 cents.
chic, does Senjo move to Ohio or what's going on? I doubt that highly. His apartment is still for sale. I know he's been seen in New York. I don't know. Apparently,
panhandling?
he's no longer podcasting, according to somebody said on his Twitter, and that he has a full-time job now. So maybe they actually shockingly gave him a teaching job. I don't know. So, I can certainly find out, but I haven't really asked anybody because I didn't really care. So who knows what's going on with him. So we went into something called Name That President's Game, which was like a horrible game that he was doing with Bigfoot. And then he also had fake Bigfoot in. And then he also was asking the questions to Robin. So it was very confusing. But worse than all of that was the song that he sang before he decided to
Time
do
for
the game.
Name That President game with Bigfoot. Bigfoot, what presidents will he know? Will he know Lincoln? Will he know Biden? What about Thomas and Jefferson?
Thomas and Jefferson?
Thomason was his real name.
I do
What
too, Abby.
about Theodore? They're good, 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 they're good. They're good, they're good, they're good, they're good. They are very good. They're good, 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 good.
Okay. So he sang us into Name the President's Game.
This was pure
I hate
time
when you
killer.
guys send me the text with this is good thing because, of course, then it always reminds me that I need to play it at some point, and I hate you for that. Just so you know.
No.
I'm sick of Bigfoot too, Affy, and everybody in the chat. It's
wait,
just,
don't worry, John. Don't
Okay.
worry if you're
right.
sick of it. He'll have a puppet come on and do it.
Yeah, when he dies. Yeah. Good call.
anything whack pack. Don't bother. That's enough.
no,
we got it.
yeah.
We got it. They're stupid.
See
He
what
doesn't
Richard
know.
Lucas said? The true irony is both Howard and Mo are broadcasting from their spare rooms in their Florida houses.
Dick Lucas, you've done it again.
Except I'm literally in a fucking basement with navy blue walls, like a weirdo. I could actually do a background if I wanted to. Let me do a background.
could.
Hold on. Wait, I'm gonna do one. Hang on.
Who is navy blue walls, Robin? Something with nothing going on.
I could do the classic. I could do the classic stuttering John background.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
There's my dog. My dog is also my lawyer. And then, of course, the classic Sin Lu Hu and Howard. But no.
That's so good.
No. Okay, so let's move on. Okay. So, yeah, Dennis, you made note of this in the listening thread this morning. He was talking about the fact that something called Senior Bachelor was going to be on.
Well,
and the
wait,
last
the-
thing he
the pres-
wanted to do was watch this.
But wait, did you skip the president's thing? Because during the president's
I
thing,
completely.
all right. So during the president's thing, he was asked. So this person is on a $5 bill.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Blobbin had no idea that Lincoln's on a $5 bill.
Dennis, I don't think she's
Completely and
carried
utterly
cash
had
for
no
35
idea.
years.
Doesn't
I
matter.
think you're right.
No, I know. No, you're right. I'm saying they're so out of touch. Like the people you're dealing with on this show, they literally haven't carried cash for 35 years.
You know, I'm not going to lie. Gun to head, I'm not really sure I would have known that either.
Yes, you would.
I'm saying.
Okay, so
even-
Washington on the 1, Lincoln on the 5.
Right. Come on.
Okay, 10.
Come on.
I know that
Hamilton's
Franklin
on
is
the
on the.
10.
I know that Franklin is on the 100.
Yeah, of course you do. You only carry hundreds. I know.
What Bush
Come on, who's
Senior.
on the 20?
The 20 is
Great hair. Great hair.
the 20.
Oh my God! It's Jackson. And who's on the 50?
Who?
Andrew Jackson, the guy with
I
the
don't-
great hair.
I don't.
Old Hickory. Old Hickory. Oh my God.
Oh, look at Aaron Taylor says it's Hamilton. Steve Z says it's Jackson.
No, Jackson's on the 20. Hamilton's on the 10.
I don't really take note of money. I
You
don't.
don't take note of money?
No, I don't. I haven't used cash in forever. I don't.
Michael Jackson's
Michael
on
Jackson's
the
on the 20.
20. Which knows, though?
I really couldn't tell you. It's like a weird. The only reason I know the 100 is because I usually have one that I can't ever cash, so I just constantly carry it with me until I finally go somewhere where somebody will cash 100 for me, and that's not that often because they don't carry cash at all. Like I just don't.
I love them holding the 100 up to the light now. Like the guy.
Oh, I
you
know,
The guy
I
behind
know.
At Target's the forensics at
There's
CSI.
actually big markers in there now. So
Oh, wait, they put that marker, that
counter-
highlighter
yeah.
on it as if it.
The Sharpie slash looked.
It's not a humble brag. You know what? Everything I own is on my phone. I have like my
Jefferson's
credit
on a
cards
$2
attached to the back of it, and I have like Apple Pay, and I just put my phone up to something and pay for it, and that's what I do. Mo,
And
how
Howard's on
much
the
for a
$3
gallon
bill.
of milk? Oh, that's a really fucked up question.
That's such a Howard.
I would say, depending on where you buy it, which I normally buy it at like Trader Joe's or
Goes up and
Aldi's,
down, actually.
it's usually like $2.69 for a
Yes,
half
that's
gallon.
correct.
So I think that's about right. Yeah, don't fuck with me with this. I know my food prices and stuff
It's
like
almost
that.
like
Who's on the
he's-
penny?
Lincoln's on a
Lincoln.
Lincoln's on a penny.
Lincoln's on the penny. Yeah, that's right. Mo showing off her rim. That's right. You are exactly right, Ski Booty. Mo didn't look at the president's face on money when I was doing the blow. That's right. That's right. That's fucking right.
And
Okay.
that's right. Howard's on the $3 bill.
Let's move on. Okay, yes, go ahead. Talk about the presidents and that was it. We were talking about the
Yeah,
$5 bill.
she had absolutely no, but she had. I mean, and it was just like, and Howard even was like stunned. He actually was silent and did like, you really don't know.
Well, you know what? I don't think he knew either, and then somebody read it into him. Somebody
they
typed
put
it
it
into
here
him. I
on
think that
cue.
happened a couple of times today,
Yes, it did.
where he got the information from somebody in the back.
Benjamin goes. Don Buchwald is on the $500 bill now.
Yes, of course he is. You know, it's all Bon Jovial's fault that Bon, it's all your fault that I have been on the lookout for the Banksy
Yes, good girl.
D
Yeah, I want
tenor,
it. Yeah.
the Lady Di tenor, and they are so fucking expensive.
Yeah, and they make fake ones, so you
And they
can't
make
tell
fake
'cause
ones,
they
so you
bump up
never
the
know if it's
price.
real or not, and so you can't
know.
really buy them. Well, here's a
Yes.
question from Mo. What does the W stand for in George W. Bush? George.
Walker. It's Walker Bush.
Okay, he asked me. I
Let
knew
her get
you'd
it,
know.
Dennis.
Jesus. It's Walker, okay?
Do I have to explain the $3 bill to Benjamin to Bon Jovial?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, please.
Oh, you don't know what a $3 bill is? Because this is as queer as a $3 bill.
Queer
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
$3 bill,
Yeah. And it's
which means you're kind of gay.
Yeah, it's a little light in the loafers.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
Howard.
my Dan Quisenberry over here throwing submarine on the dime.
Lincoln's face on $5 super chat. Thank you, Toka. Yes, but from that, I'll only get $3, which is back to Howard. So that's the way it works. Okay, let's move on a little bit and let's go to Senior Bachelor. So as Dennis pointed out, and I really wish you'd read off the ages again so that we
can't.
can.
You know, I
talk about
watch
it.
that show every week.
I can't.
They got an advertisement during the show. They want senior citizens to apply. I mean, whose idea this is? They should be fired immediately. If I was an executive at ABC, they're going to have senior citizens on The Bachelor. And I mean, the fun of The Bachelor, the reason I will not watch a senior citizen bachelor or bachelorette And by senior, I don't know how old they're talking.
Oh, yeah, what are they talking?
I mean, if senior on The Bachelor is 40, then I'll watch. But if it's like, if you're dealing with people in their 60s,
Of course
I mean,
it'll be.
nobody wants to see that.
No, it isn't.
So I looked it up.
Hold on, I'm gonna read
No, I
the
looked it
ages.
up. They said that the age,
55,
what they would like is 65.
But right now,
There you
But
go.
you
they
can
have-
you
60s.
can apply if you're over 40. But
Right.
they want people to be like 65.
they a little later, I guess he was talking about the MILF. The
We're gonna
MILF
go there
show.
too. I got that.
Yeah. I'm getting that ready because that's hilarious. I gotta share it.
Yeah.
I gotta share that. That's so funny.
That was absolutely without question an ad.
Oh,
Let me ask
absolutely
you,
was
why
an
is
ad.
America's Got Talent allowed to hire senior citizens to judge, but The Bachelor can't have them as contestants? Why is that allowed?
You know, The Bachelor has been honestly, it has been a staid, boring show for a very long time.
I can't believe it's still on.
Constantly hire the boring, all-American white jock dude
Yes.
with the blonde sorority chicks. You throw in a couple of black girls and you know they're never going to get picked, but they're gorgeous and they deserve to be there. But, you know, he never picks them and then they never get married anyway. So
It's one collective Dean Cain. as the best.
it's just
Yeah,
so
exactly.
boring. It's just tepid and, you know, just banal bullshit. And
Banal.
so nobody really cares about it anymore except for him.
The commercials, though, for The Bachelor just kept going through the entire show. I mean, they paid for a lot of airtime today because he did it later on. He talked about The Bachelor again. I mean, it's just so strange.
So the MILF thing comes along and he starts
MILF
talking
Manor.
about it. And let's hear a little bit of that.
I was the one I will not watch, and you know what? This was weird. We had some friends over for dinner.
Who?
Allie Wentworth,
Allie Wentworth and Snuffleupagus.
Schmoopy.
I like that. Did you guys just make that up or was
No,
there
it's
like
actually somebody
pictorial?
called it. It was Uncle Larry or someone
Stupigram.
on Stupigram, right?
Who's Stupid Graham?
Beth.
Beefus is Stupigram.
Oh.
Did they-
Allie Wentworth was playing with with the Wabbit. Oh, I can show it to you. Hold on.
The silly wabbit.
Yes, I do have it because it's there.
Okay. Well, you find that. I'll play this.
And the
All right.
conversation turned to
both
MILF
think so.
Island.
Oh,
So now he says MILF Island, and he continues to say MILF Island until somebody obviously and you know, it's so weird to me. It's like, why would they give him the correct show if it's not a paid ad? Like a lot
Right.
of times he says a lot of stupid shit and nobody corrects him. Like
Right.
nobody types in and says, no,
Deliberately
you're wrong.
mispronouncing it to be reductive.
Exactly. So here we go.
And
Here-
I
here-
said, I couldn't believe I was saying this. I said, I won't watch that. And
you
they were
love
like,
that in porn.
Well, first of all, everyone brought up MILF Island. And I said, well, I watched the promo for it, the trailer. MILF Manor, rather. MILF Manor. I made a mistake.
Yeah. So somebody just typed that to
Called
him.
MILF Manor.
Yeah, we know now. Okay, where is it?
Oh, you want to see Allie Wentworth, or do you want to see
Yes,
MILF
yes,
Manor?
yes. I would like to see.
All right, because
Allie
I also
Wentworth.
have the MILF Manor stuff, which is hilarious. All right, here it is. There it is. There's Allie Wentworth. You see?
Oh, she finally got her roots done.
Schmoopy.
There's Schmoopy playing with the
Schmoopy.
bunny. Well, watch this. Now watch this. Not look at this.
Oh, put the volume on. Put the volume on.
Oh, hold on.
Stephanopoulos, you card.
I can't anymore. I gotta
It's
make
that
it go away.
improvisational Panama genius that got her cast on Mad TV. That was
Yeah,
the
I
audition.
mean that is just. That
Allie
is
eats
just,
more than Beth all day.
Wow. Oh, absolutely.
Dennis, where's Beth's Instagram on your favorites? Please tell me you at least have it saved somewhere in the favorites.
Are you kidding me? It's not even needed to save it. When I open up the Google, my main
It may
Google
automatically
page,
You just
pops
put
up.
I in. You
It's-
just
it's
put I
actually
in and
like-
it comes up.
It's number. On my Google Chrome. It is number 4 on the things I look at. It is number 4.
I love Dennis's wife going through his history. And it's just
No,
7,000
no,
Beth
no,
Instagram.
no.
Lisa Stein says, thank you, Lisa Stein. Do you think he would be on today just to get the Bachelor promo money? It's a good question. I mean, I can't imagine that he couldn't put it off till tomorrow, but Monday is Bachelor night. So it's more timely if he get that information out on a Monday. So I'll go with yes. I'll go with yes on that one. What else did you pop up here, Jackie?
So this is, let me break this a little bigger because he was
what is
talking
this?
about how old all these women were on MILF Manor.
Right.
They're old, and he doesn't want to see these old women on there.
I'll play the clip. Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Beth is younger than one of them.
Good Lord.
So you're not going to watch that one? You not any curiosity at all?
Oh, no. No, not with those old broads.
Oh, Living Color. That's right. I'm sorry. Tom.
So old broad. So let's look at the ages here. So we have, I gotta scooch that up a little. Let me look. Let me put on my readers because I'm getting old too.
I'm a reader.
So we got 46, 51, 51, 44, 47, 51, 48, and 60.
60.
So only, and how old is Beefus now? 50?
She'll be
She'll
51
be 51 in the
a
summer.
few
So,
months.
let's call
So
her
basically
51.
she's equal and or greater than Ryan, Joey,
All of them.
All of them except Gabrielle.
90%
except for
of them.
Gabriel.
Yep.
Yeah, so nobody
mean,
wants to see
April.
those old broads. Certainly.
Yeah, those old
nobody
broads.
wants to see them.
And Beth's an
Certainly.
actual grandma, an actual step grandma.
Indeed.
Officially.
Jeremy Harrelson says Beth has no human interaction unless she can convince someone to come spend the weekend and stay with them. Yeah, well, I think she goes out. She goes out. She divvies up one-eyed cats to anybody who will listen. But don't forget, that's curious actually. So if he had Allie and George over, do they have a place in Palm Beach?
I would bet you they do.
I would almost.
Or do
guess
they just
That's
visiting?
a great question. That's a great question.
Because why
what's the
wouldn't they
crossover?
not though? Because that's the place where it's a direct shot down from New York. I mean, and everybody, that's like the place most of them go to is that part of Florida.
Are the Clintons in Palm Beach?
No idea.
William Jefferson?
No idea.
Because Stephanopoulos was Hillary's press secretary, right? So I wonder if
that doesn't mean they would hold
I
hands and go
figured
down to Palm
maybe
Beach
that he
with
got
each other.
ahead of the curve. Skeepu wants to go. Monique putting on reading glasses to read ages on Mills Island. Midlife crisis.
That's why I took it off the
That's so
screen.
good.
I was hoping you didn't see it.
Skeepu, you son of a bitch.
Yes, I agree, David. The MILF show is actually disturbing. It borders on incest.
Yeah, true, David.
It's like go out with the other person's son. I mean, this is really
Right.
yes.
So then he took a call from a guy who said that the Asian chick on there actually slept with his the son's friend. And apparently the son was devastated by this news. But you know what? Whore's gonna whore. I mean, if you're actually going after your son's friends, there's a problem with you. If you're going on a show to meet people that are a fraction of your age and your cuck-like son is there to watch the proceedings, there's a problem all around. I mean, listen, it is no different than back in the day when Howard would have somebody on, to bang my father or, to...
It's just wrong.
It's just wrong, right?
Yeah, so it's no different than that, really. It's not. So there's always somebody who is just desperate enough for their 15 minutes of fame or for a little bit of money who will be willing to do this shit.
What do you think they pay these people? $100,000?
Well, it's by episode, so they get paid. I wish Xavier was here to tell us that because he does this shit.
Can't be a lot of money.
But I would say they get, and the girls on The Bachelor get like $3,000 to $5,000 a week, and then if they stay for X amount of time, they get more, and they're on down the road. So who knows what the budget is? But you know what? There is no budget really. Let's be honest. I mean, all their money is made in advertising for these shows, and it costs them absolutely nothing to make.
Even if they gave all of them $100,000, it's still cheaper than making a regular show.
No, it is. Then you're absolutely right.
Miles.
Well, that's why reality is such a money boon for most of these people. it costs nothing to make them. So David says the moms have to be blindfolded at one point and feel the sons shirtless and see if they can identify their sons by their pecs. I'm not kidding.
Christ.
You're ripping me off, Robin.
Chaka Khan's right. This is so 2003. Right?
Yeah, Chaka Khan, $3,000 a week to ruin your life. Yes. Xavier's busy adding new LED strips to the back of his TV. Yes.
That's such a great nerd tech
Yes, that would be true. Okay, then he gets a little gross. Everybody's going to be a little disgusted now, and then he decides that he's going to have Ray as MILF. And no, I do not believe this to be true at all. I don't think that there's any spectrum
that
of
got
the
conflated
universe.
with Stamos and Rebecca Romaine. That was
Yes, there's absolutely no truth to this at all. I do know that up until maybe 2 or 3 years ago, Susanna was still friends with Beth, and they would text each other every once in a while and whatever, but having nothing to do with John. I mean, Susanna didn't have anything to do with John at that point. But no, there is no truth to that at all. None. Because you know what? Believe me, you would have known about it years ago. There are no more stories to be mined about Howard from that universe, that aren't now made up. That's all there is to it. All right, so let's listen to this really gross clip of him pretending to be Ray, pretending to be a MILF.
That's right. And when I made love to Howard's friends, I said, boys, part the hairs and enter me. And love that I'm a real woman. But Mom, you've got so much hair down there, like literally it's almost down to your knees. Yeah, you don't like that, you know. But Mom, it's not, it attracts men and flies. Oh yeah, I didn't see any flies on my area.
I mean, can he have just a little bit more vim and vigor when he does his mother nowadays?
Yeah,
like,
what passion, right?
Is he being like
shot out
really
of a
weirdly tired and horrible lately? Is it
restrained
just me?
and off, right?
Yeah,
they think he's medicated. A lot of people think he's medicated, Monique.
Johan, yes. By the end, at the end of the show, I take my top off. Yes, that's what I do pretty much at the end of every show.
So do I.
So yes, so does Dennis. I was debating sending you my kitten swimsuit, but only if you're going to wear it.
Oh, I will.
But you must take pictures. Okay.
Oh, I'll do that. Oh, buddy, I'm just gonna wear it just to wear it.
No, I think that you need to.
That's weird.
I think you need to pull it together, squeeze that baby on, and wear it on air.
On air?
Yes.
Okay.
What say you?
Sure, I'll give it a try.
Only then and only then will I send it to you.
Okay, I will do that.
Promise?
Promise, pinky swear.
Okay.
Have I ever lied to you?
No, never.
Exactly.
Never. All right, so let's move on to the Pink Live Nation thing and the weird GrubHub thing that went with it. So this is a dual clip about, obviously the Pink tie-in to the Live Nation tie-in to the, what's the name of the parent company?
Liberty Media.
Liberty Media tie-in to the Sirius tie-in. So obviously it all makes sense now. And of course, there's going to be an ad for Pink, I guess, going into concert or whatever the fuck she's doing. Here we go.
Speaking of, let me do this. Let me take a little break. And then I'm going to talk about a bunch of things. I've got 2 obituaries I have to do here on President's Day. But Robin, let me take a break. I'm going to pish.
Ugh.
I've decided I am no longer going to wait. If I have to pee, I hold it in, and I shouldn't do that. They say it's not good. It's not good.
How excited
Let me
is
just
he?
say thanks to Live Nation.
Good stuff.
Global pop icon superstar Pink just announced her Trust Fall tour.
Thank you,
Live Nation. Tickets on sale Friday.
Thank you.
February 24th. Get ticket information for Pink at livenation.com. Pink will be here on Wednesday.
I think. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh.
That's right. Oh.
Thank you.
How horrible.
And
How horrible is this?
Yeah, it's
This is the whole show, though. I mean,
$4,000 a minute.
This is the whole show. He does sound medicated, right? I mean, are we crazy with this?
They've been saying that for a while, and
but I mean, it's worse than ever today. I mean, today he actually sounds like he's on downers. I mean, full on downers.
Yes, it's horrible. It's horrible.
He's just out of it, completely out of it.
Let's continue into GrubHub.
GrubHub. Let me tell you about that. There's something exciting.
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 GrubHub. GrubHub. GrubHub is an app that helps you find and order food from the restaurant.
Monique, do you remember when we talked to our friend Chad, and he said the first thing he noticed when he tuned back in to listen to the Contemporary show was what? What he hated about it. The first thing he noticed immediately.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
The low energy, lack of how slow he spoke.
No shit.
I mean, Chad really rammed that home. He's like, I couldn't believe how low energy, how slow he spoke. I'm like, what is this?
By the way, completely underappreciated interview. I just want you to know that.
Phenomenal. We'd say it all. I can't give it enough.
Can't give it enough props.
He was great. We gotta compliment him again. I think I'm just gonna DM him and compliment him again because it was.
Do that, Johnny. Do that.
I'm gonna write him a nice note, Robin.
Right to your door. I love GrubHub. I use it with my mom, actually. Sometimes I can't get over there, so.
No, you can't get over there because you're a couple thousand miles away, you big numbnuts.
She wants something to eat, special, from the restaurant. GrubHub. GrubHub.
So he did happen to mention, I don't think I took the clip of it, but he happened to mention that his mother was in hospice care and she was able to get better.
She recovered.
Because only the good die young.
Dr. Sarno. That's right.
That's why.
What, she cured your homosexuality also? I don't get it.
God, I wish he had another sibling. I wish he had a brother that because when he does the Ben Stern posthumous smear campaign, he'd have somebody keeping him fucking honest besides Ellen, who's on the 112 pension plan.
Yeah.
Just some family member to go, what are you fucking doing? Can't you do something better than this?
No.
You're slamming your 97-year-old mom. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Kylo, what do you want me to upload? What interview without the commentary? The Chad interview
Chad.
Without commentary? I'm not understanding what you mean by that.
There's commentary in the Chad interview?
It's up as a podcast currently, in which all our podcasts are available on every single streaming service that there is. So just look for it, and the Chad interview is there for sure.
Off the cuff, Grandpa, Sue Monster.
So then he comes into like a weird discussion about a song by the Parliaments. Where did this come from, Dennis?
He said he woke up thinking about it, and he started playing this song, and I have never heard this song in my entire life. And I mean, late 60s music, I've heard all of it. I mean, I thought I heard all of it. Never heard the song in my entire life, ever. Me
neither. Let's play that clip. But Kylo, did we do that? Oh, we taped that interview and then we chatted about it, right? Is that what we did?
Yeah, it was just this casual chat. We'd stop it. It wasn't talking. No one talked over anything.
Oh, you know what? The actual recording of it is,
unedited,
I think, what's on podcast. So it's not the, is
I think it was
it?
New Year's Eve we did that or something.
Kylo, can you check on the podcast? I'm not really sure whether I downloaded the feed from YouTube as a recording or... Okay, sorry, I didn't want to digress to the...
Maxwell Reynolds actually started a thread about, if Howard actually said stuff about what he said about the Parliaments, which was all true. It ended up on Reddit because it was just bizarre. Him talking about this song and just everything about it was just weird.
Anything with him in music is off and weird.
And he's only as good as his last conversation, so I'm sure he heard it somewhere or somebody who is genuinely cooler and hipper than him mentioned it. But let's hear it.
He loves these bands that are not
woke
quite...
up. It was so
Absolutely.
weird.
And Robin was swearing that she knew who it was, and she had no idea either.
He likes alternative rock blackface, like Bush.
I remembered
Collective
from,
Soul.
my neighborhood, this was a big hit. Where I grew up, I didn't grow up in a lily white neighborhood.
Frank, Parliament Psychedelic, right? Was that the name of a Parliament Funkadelic, wasn't it? But not the Parliament. Like I never heard of the Parliament.
So, according to that, the Parliament become the Psychedelics. or the Funkadelic.
Funkadelics, right?
Became the Funkadelic.
What a dumb show. As Tiger Lily said. And by the way, I saw Tiger Lily in your Hilaria Baldwin.
Yes, she's
podcast.
around. She's just,
Oh my God! Yes,
she's
it was
taking a
crazy
little break.
cameo.
She's just taking a little break. Here we go.
How is this a show? Says the great Tiger Lily. How is this a show? What
no
we're
kidding.
hearing.
You know, I didn't grow up in a lily white neighborhood like most kids who look like me, but you know this song?
Parliament Funkadelics?
No, not Funk. Eventually they became Parliament Funkadelic, but the Parliaments, I just want to testify. You know that song? You must know.
Sure. I just want to testify.
No.
Testify.
No.
Not that one.
It goes like this. Can you stop that for a sec? I just want to testify. Ooh, what?
I don't even know what I was taping that. I don't even know why I was recording that. I got to be honest
Because
with
it's
you.
insane. Because this is insane talk. I mean,
Aren't you all ready to resubscribe, everyone in the chat and cancel? Great stuff.
This is old age home AARP.
If that, Dennis, it's an insult.
Talking about things
AARP.
that may or may not have happened.
Yeah.
Yes, Johan Melendo. He went to Rockville Center, which is like 99% white.
Yeah.
Of
Yes,
course.
that's where he went to high school. Exactly.
Did we just get visited by Mr. Whiskers?
What's going on, guys?
Hi. So nice for you to join us. You know, we're halfway through the show already.
I'm on cat people time.
Yeah, I know. Glad you could pop in for a little bit. We're talking we're just about to
Make
get
sure you
in.
take that out of my pay.
Yeah, I will take it out of your pay. You can be assured of this. We're just about to talk about Howard going to see Barbarella with his father.
Oh wait.
And
but with about going back to the
Funkadelic Parliament.
Parliament. That he also was talking about how he got beat up to that song all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
literally got beat up to that. He actually, and that was the thing that Maxwell Reynolds was asking about. And no, he really did say that.
By the Sons of Anarchy at the Rockville Center.
He's
Record
so
Center.
delusional.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
Mo and I were talking earlier today, and in a couple of years, it's going to be like, well, when my father and I were listening to Sirius XM when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Exactly.
you see where that road's going,
yeah.
man. It's like
Well, it
his
was-
youth seems to get, it's like Benji, it keeps like getting shoved forward.
It keeps pushing, it keeps pushing forward. And so he he was talking about how he used to, well, first off, he started to do this obituary for Raquel Welch, which we're going to come back to because I think we have a couple of clips, Raquel Welch versus Stuttering John, which I love.
Boff came through. I got to thank Boff. He fucking best of 2001 is where he culled that from. It is very difficult to find this, and it's a very classic moment of the show. And Boff coming through, 2001.
Okay, so we're going to get to that after this clip. So he was talking about Cher and Raquel Welch. And Dennis happened to post the picture of Cher with Raquel Welch.
Yes.
And Howard started talking about, we're going to talk about this because I didn't really clip it, but he was talking about how he would get embarrassed when his father would see somebody sexy on TV because it would embarrass him. And, you know, he wanted to be the one jerking off to, you know, sexy women on air like Cher. And then we looked it up, of course, and then Sonny and Cher show didn't start until 1972. So Howard was already in college at this point.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even something that was part of his childhood.
Yep.
Yeah, this particular.
Here's the picture, which was a phenomenal picture, to be honest with you.
Yes, it is.
Because there's that sexy mofo Raquel Welch, and Raquel was already around 35 in this.
Yes.
And Cher was probably around like 34, 33. So both of them in their gorgeous gold lame Bob Mackie, you know, and Cher's just basically the skinnier, more boyish version of the incredibly fucking ridiculously sexy Raquel Welch. Just ridiculous.
This picture is from 1975. Howard was he was graduated. He was 21.
Yeah, just about to get married.
He was married when this happened. He was getting married.
You know what? It wasn't, Jeremy, it wasn't scandalous back then because Cher was known for wearing these like amazing, I mean, because she was like a clothing hanger. She could wear absolutely anything. She was tall, she was lanky, she looked beautiful in everything. And Bob Mackie, I was just talking about this stupid fashion thing with one of my girlfriends, but Bob Mackie she could wear things cut on the bias. And to be able to wear things that are cut on the bias, you need to have absolutely no fucking hips whatsoever. No lumps, no bumps, no divots, no anything, because it is absolutely not forgiving. And so Bob Mackie would design as like she would basically be his muse, because she could wear anything that you gave her. And, you know, Raquel was just a sexy bitch. So there's that. So yeah, Howard was already on his way to getting married and, you know, just about to graduate from college when Robin actually happened to mention this picture in
Monique, I was just a kid when Dave Grohl started the Foo Fighters. And,
Exactly.
This is where it's going to go.
Coming, dude.
It's
You
coming.
joke about it now, but that day's coming.
That's so funny, that conversation you had. It's coming.
So he goes into the story about his his mother saying, "Why don't you two boys go to the movies?" And the movie that his father picks to have him go see is Barbarella. So Barbarella back in the day was actually kind of scandalous. It was.
Yeah. Every baby
absolutely.
boomer jerked off to that, right?
I had to go to YouTube and I had to watch the opening, which is available for everybody to see on YouTube. And sure enough, you know, there she is taking off all her clothes.
Yeah, you're right.
And there's her titties just like hanging out there. And she was as sexy as can humanly be. And of course, any 14-year-old would be thrilled. But, you know, when you think about it, is that really something that 14-year-old boys wouldn't be embarrassed about seeing with their dad? I just don't know.
The most
that was
horrible dad
1968.
Yeah. Or
So
a
68,
rich
how old was
southern,
Howard?
a rich
52?
southern
14.
mogul, Monique.
14. He was 14,
14.
when he went to see it.
What dude is still watching shit with his dad at 14?
Are you not listening? His mother said go to the movies. He has said this story before.
Okay. Yeah,
His
sure.
mother said they should go to the movies together, and they went to see Barbarella.
Yeah,
That was
okay.
because- And Ben.
I don't believe it.
No,
Ben-
this is an old story. Go
But
down.
Ben
I don't
picked-
believe it. It's
Ben
bullshit.
picked the movie because they didn't want their little prince to be a princess.
Yeah,
Well,
that
that's
right.
true.
Part of the,
That's
all part of it.
true. Let's hear the clip, and then we'll come back to it.
Like my dad being in the room with my mom, and it was like I just remember going, I just wish those two would leave so I could just look at Cher in a way that a man looks
They
at a
insisted
woman.
on staying and looking at Cher with you.
And I
Yeah. Okay. Again, remember, Sonny and Cher didn't start till 1971.
was always creeped out by my dad being in a room when there were either like pictures of, you know, I hated the way my dad looked at sexy women. I had this real, I don't know if other guys have this,
No.
but I had this horrible feeling when there was like an attractive woman on TV. I didn't want to think my dad was having sexual thoughts, and I don't know what the fuck it was, but like I remember when I went to see Barbarella with my dad, which was incredibly sexual. He took me to the movies. It was so inappropriate. I was so young, and Jane Fonda's naked in it.
So he's going on and on about this until Hein, of course, the only person that knows anything about anything that has to do with anything, calls in and says, you know, you were 14 when that came out. And he's like, who would take a 14-year-old to see that? It's horrible.
14-year-old.
I know. And what 14-year-old wouldn't be thrilled to see Barbarella's tits? I mean, let's be honest.
not what 14-year-old, Monique. How about a rich southern mogul who I believe Ted Turner's colorized, the first movie he ever colorized was Barbarella. And that's no excuse he married Jane Fonda. Imagine Ted Turner
Really?
spanking it. Yeah.
That's an amazing little piece of trivia. I
Well,
love that.
that's that couple was no accident, right?
Yeah, so
Ted Turner
just go to YouTube and look for Barbarella opening scene, and it's just amazing. I'm not necessarily sure we can play it on here, but
That's Josh Foster's
super
right.
sexy.
Didn't Howard say he was a kid when Lenny Dykstra was on the Mets? Didn't he? He really did say that, right?
Yes, that's right.
The
That's
'86
right.
Mets.
Yeah, that's why we were talking about that. He's
That's right.
literally
Watched
going to
as a kid.
say, you know, that
it's
me and my dad
coming.
used to listen to Sirius together.
Oh, my Wally Backman.
I loved Wally Backman. He was so cute. He was like the anti-Lenny Dykstra.
Yes.
He was just like a cute little guy.
Howard was 15 that last contract he signed with Sirius.
It's exactly right. Okay, so then here's a new lie. I never heard this one, so raise your hands if you have.
You know, puberty and oh my God. Oh, horrible. You don't take a 14-year-old to basically porn.
Dude.
Well,
It
your
was
dad
so
shouldn't.
uncomfortable.
That's one thing, I think.
Yeah.
We can all agree on.
No, I went with my friends to like a porno theater. We had fake ID, but that's different.
Fake
Sure you
ID.
did.
Whoa,
Fake ID.
They didn't check for ID back then.
Mr. Nermal had a fake ID. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Let's go one step further. Mr. Nerdlestein, 15-year-old, went into the city to go to a porn theater because porn theaters weren't exactly something that were
Long Island,
flourishing in Rockville Center.
No.
So exactly where was one going to go see porn? And didn't his father have all porn tapes? Didn't he watch it in his basement?
Reel.
Yes. So I don't. You know what? You're so right, Johan Melendo. I remember watching Caligula.
Oh my God.
I don't even remember how old I was, but I remember seeing that. God, we must have been able to get the VHS or something like that. I'm pretty sure we had a friend who worked at the VHS store who allowed us to get Caligula. And I remember being really weird, but I don't remember anything about it at all. Wasn't there a little homosexuality in it as well? There was
everything. It was a little of everything.
Man on man love. I don't remember. God.
That whole generation has all the same masturbatory point of references. Just
whole,
like
same
Generation
spank
X.
bank.
It's all the same spank bank.
So
yes.
Just a little factoid.
What?
The first R-rated movie didn't come out until November 1968. Barbarella was released in February of 1968. So
what kind of rating did Barbarella have? Can you check that? I'm just curious.
It didn't.
Oh, because it wasn't rated.
The rating system didn't kick in until November of 68.
Well, there's no nudity in it, is there?
February 68. So
there is some nudity in it, yes.
Is there nudity in Barbarella?
Rated
Yes.
R, then he's full of shit.
Wasn't one of the first ones like Last Tango in Paris that they had to give an X rating or something like that?
The first R-rated movie was a movie called The Split, starring Jim Brown and Gene Hackman.
And what about X? What about rated X? Can you look up Last Tango in Paris? I seem to remember that.
Started in November of 68.
So the parental ratings control wasn't even a thing yet.
No, when he went to go see it with his daddy.
David
took out my teeth already.
He's lying again. Shocking, right?
David goes, Howard's full of shit. He saw Chitty Chitty Bang Bang instead of 14.
Gee.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
G. Young says that's Artie's story. He talked about going to New York City with his friends when they were young. This was a discussion about Sal's creepy booth routine.
Stealing Artie's stories now.
Oh, Midnight Cowboy. Yes, Midnight Cowboy had an X rating. Clockwork Orange had an X rating when it came out.
Yeah,
but it was violence, sexual violence. Yes, all of that. Yes.
Ultra violence, lad.
I soaked through my depends.
Faces of Death. Remember that? Oh my God, that was like such the classic VHS like bootleg tape.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see Faces of Death? They eat a monkey.
It's all fake and shit.
The monkey's brain.
Except for the animal stuff, everything's fake in there. But you didn't know it back then. There's no internet.
Yes, so yes, Midnight Cowboy was the first rated X movie. So yeah. Interesting. Movies couldn't even have swear words in them back then. The Exorcist was rated R and came out in 1973 and was almost rated X. Yes, I remember that as well. Do you know my parents actually took me to see The Exorcist, and it scared me so much that I had to sit in the lobby of the movie theater for the entire remainder of the movie. And I never saw it again until I was like in my late 20s or something because it had such a horrible effect on me.
But you know what it was? There's so little to do back then. So parents took their kids to everything, and there was so few movies that came out. You just saw everything, and they might take the risk that they saw everything. It wasn't like you had options.
And she apologized profusely. She's like, I just didn't know. I just didn't know it was that bad.
I want to bring up a little nerdy trivia.
Get your ass to the lobby.
Richard.
Every mother out there would have wanted to have a Moniki.
Mommy. That was Mommy.
Jade Barrymore.
Really? Is it like a generational thing? Because my generation, like my parents would just take me to the movies, buy the ticket, and just send me off and be glad to have the afternoon off. Like I remember,
but that shows you how young I was when I saw The Exorcist. I was really a little girl. And
they literally bought me tickets to go see Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams. And I was like barely out of fucking
That's such a Generation X spank bank movie.
It's like they literally they didn't
Oh,
care.
my Shannon Tweed and hot dog over here.
This sissy boy, 14, holding hands with
Teenage
his
tit
papa.
prince.
yeah, seeing a little bit of titty in Barbarella.
Yeah,
exactly.
Rebel.
Oh, I can't
She
believe you have a
was
clip
great,
of my
Mom.
mother, Bon. That's so cute. Okay, so here was a really weird, curious clip about, again, going back to The Bachelor and watching it with the cats. So not even really understanding why this
God.
was brought up, but just listen to it, and then we can come back to it at the other side of this. Here we go.
I'm watching The Bachelor with my wonderful wife, and we're surrounded by our cats. We were spending cat time. You know, I've got like a big screen TV. And Beth says to me, let's watch The Bachelor, but let's watch it in your office on my little shitty TV. And I go,
60 inches.
well, why don't we go down to the big TV? We should spend time with the cats.
Boy. Huh?
What is wrong with her?
I don't know.
Like, do the cats really want to spend time with
No.
you? They're fucking
No,
cats.
they're cats.
But wait,
They're
this
fucking
is so
cats.
bizarre.
Cats don't like people.
Well, yeah,
Unless
they
they
do,
eat shit.
but no. The weird thing is that these cats can't go into the part of the house. These are the family cats. They can't
Aren't they
go
like
into
in
the
the
part of
laundry
the
mat?
house.
Haven't we established that?
Yeah, I know. No. Well, in Chimneyville, they seem to have a little more free reign. It's just weird down in Palm
In
Beach
Florida,
that-
they're in the washroom. I mean,
in
they're
the washroom.
They're like in the laundry room.
Yeah, and it's just so strange. And there was nothing on Beef's stupid gram about this cat time thing. It literally there was. I don't think this story is true at all. I honestly don't think any
it's not
part of
true.
it except that he watched The Bachelor is true.
Well,
I
let's think
that's
about
true.
this part. Okay, Bachelor comes out on Mondays. He gets screeners
Yeah.
of The
Yep.
Bachelor.
Yeah.
So, is this like a DVD he gets? Is it something they stream to him? And why would it be that they would watch it in his office?
Right.
Because the cats are allowed in there. Yes, you're right, G Canada. Beef has nothing else. She has absolutely nothing else. So
Gina Bobina too. She's like, this sounds like a man with absolutely no life stress. Right? That's his big fucking dilemma for his
Wait.
weekend. Is like,
The question was asked over here: did they bring all the cats to Florida? Not only did they bring all the cats,
Yes.
they brought a freaking bunny rabbit with them too.
Yes. And
That's normal.
and unless you see Beth in the picture, unless you see Beth in the picture, she's not where that cat is being delivered.
Correct.
So if it's in New York currently, you won't see her.
No sound.
You
no
always
sound.
see the ones that are at Millennium Towers because those are in the lobby, and then the ones that are given in like a parking lot, I think by the Costco that's near them in the Hamptons, is where they
Get a hot
usually give
dog.
out the other one.
Riverhead. Monique. That's the closest Costco to the Hamptons.
Deep snout.
All right, let me finish the clip. I'm sorry, I lost my place on it. Let me go scooch back a little bit.
The big TV. We should spend time with the cats. Pebble and Helen haven't been spending time with you.
Listen to this
And
shit.
I go, okay.
This is the conversation, you guys.
This is his life.
This
is the show.
What Dennis and I pay for to
Extra.
to listen to.
Too. It's a separate package for this. It's extra.
Yes, exactly.
It's extra.
It's
Oh,
extra.
Jeremy Harrelson, thank you. Robert Mills, ABC producer of The Bachelor, leached on to Howard and the Eric the Midget saga, gets him early screeners. Thank you, Jeremy. I couldn't think of the name either.
Okay.
Robert Mills
Sorry, I'm
is to
there.
blame.
Okay, let's move on. This was a great call that came in. I'm sure Dennis is going to say it was somebody in the
Oh
back.
no! This is real.
This is a real
No, I
one. Okay,
actually
this is
went-
a real one because he got it, Howard. That's why.
Yeah, I pointed out immediately.
Yeah. So
Real
listen
caller got
to
through.
listen to this caller. Listen to this caller.
Andy, you're on the air in New York.
What's up, Hollywood Howie? How you doing today?
Hollywood
All right.
Howie?
Yeah, of course. Come on.
Is that my name?
I miss Belzer. It's your new name that goes around the internet. Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
I love
okay.
you to death, but you're going too far. But I miss
I'm
Belzer.
going too far with what? Then don't listen, asswipe.
Sorry.
Cunt.
And-
You're a dumb cunt.
He
You're
knows
dumb.
exactly what that
Fuck
nickname
you,
is.
motherfucker.
That was the
He was-
genesis of the Trump Jr. blackface scandal with Howard. He knows exactly what that nickname is. Hollywood Howie.
He's getting a little pissy. He actually said the C word. I couldn't believe it. He
Yes.
usually doesn't use that word unless he's really
What an evolved
little
human
button.
being, right?
Little
Could you
buttons pushed.
imagine the DEF CON 5 in the back with Marcy?
Yes.
Holy crap. Jesus, whoever was screening our calls probably is going to be looking for a job there tomorrow.
The 90-second delay. It's not 7 seconds. It's
So
like
he
2 minutes.
So he continues the pissiness. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I guess you never stop having critics. My whole career, I get guys like that, always telling me I suck. Why do people do that?
Because he sucks.
Isn't that your whole show based on?
Seems I get that a lot lately, you know? Maybe I do suck. Maybe it's time to go. I don't know.
Yes,
I'll
it
quit.
is.
Believe me. Stop listening. Every one of you. I'll fucking quit.
Sure you
They did.
Yeah, you really did. You
Most
quit
people
about
did
6
quit.
years
What
ago.
are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
You're just kind of there now. Not really though.
It's so,
So then
funny
he-
listening to him threaten to quit in like 2000 and
I know,
2002.
I know.
And here we are, 21 years later.
still threatening us.
Buying it.
Yeah,
He's
except
gonna-
it's so idle at this point,
I
and
know.
all of us at the same time are like, "Go ahead,
Oh,
go."
listen, Rube. But back then we was like, I think he's going to retire this time. He really is going.
That all started what 96?
Probably late 90s, Dennis. Yeah, he was
96,
doing
I
that
think
shit.
that started.
Yep.
That
I'm
whole-
out of here. I got a film career. I got TV. I'm out of here. As soon as
Absolutely. He should
that,
just go.
He thought he had options.
Josh Foster is wow. He's so hurt by the smallest comment.
It's not even right. Not even a big deal. Really.
How
isn't.
many years has he been in therapy? So true. I don't know why I cut this. You know why? Because fuck him. Because basically he's talking about there's no reason for there ever to be live TV. Oh, he's talking about Ryan Seacrest leaving the whatever her name is that
Kelly
he's doing
Ripa.
it with.
Kelly Ripa.
Kelly Ripa,
I
whose
love it.
husband is actually going to be joining her as
Mark
the new
Consuelo.
co-host.
That's good. It's about time.
Wait, that's a good. You know what? Let's not gloss over the fact that he got married by her
Yeah, Mark.
husband.
Yes, yes.
I know.
And he gets offended by someone
Yes.
saying he's Hollywood Howie.
So so he says there's no reason for live TV, which I thought was an amazing thing coming from
Yeah,
him.
well,
just did it.
live television, nothing cool ever happens on live television. There's no reason for it to be live. Like, you know, like even Saturday Night Live, they don't really need to be live. Nothing cool happens. So
So why do you need to be live? Exactly.
This show,
Nothing
above
cool happens.
all, doesn't need to be live.
Nothing cool happens.
Nothing cool happens.
Nothing cool ever happens on your show. You're really delusional if you think that your
Cool
show
things
is
happen
cool.
on live TV, just not on your show.
Just not
Isn't
on
the
your show.
top-rated shit like live sports?
Well, no, he just thinks that live, like
entertainment.
entertainment. There's no need for the Regis and Kathy Lee type show to be live or The View to be live or anything like that. I think
right
what he
on.
forgets is that most of those shows are actually kind of news centric, topical.
Yes,
ultimately.
yes.
So what they talk about is actually things that happened that day and not evergreen like your
Monique,
shit.
The View is 10,000 times edgier than Howard's show right now.
Oh my God, yes.
Every day someone's getting fined or fired or banned. There's
single
a fight
day
in the crowd.
they are
Become a
trending
controversy.
on
Yep,
Twitter.
every day.
Single day because Whoopi shoves that big fat foot in her mouth and says something
Joy
stupid.
Behar has been fired 5
Joy
times in
Behar.
the last 2 months.
Constantly prattling on. Yeah, I mean, so of course they have to be live. Of course.
The Kelly Ripa show is very kind of current events, current pop culture.
Pop culture.
Stuff that Howard has no idea of anymore.
Well, he's afraid of.
I mean, that has to be live because you kind of have that energy, especially with they have an audience, and there's kind of an energy with that show.
Yes,
And
of course. It's the live audience.
9, 10 o'clock in
Exactly.
the morning. Yeah, you need that.
Completely interacting with the audience, that whole thing. You know, that's funny. 'Cause, Xavier, what were we talking about today? We were talking about pop culture and how boring it's become. Like pop culture just in general. I think we started the conversation talking about like actors and actresses who are all out there on Twitter, on Instagram, and just showing their shit. There was a whole article about how now Emily Ratatouille is no longer with what's his face, the one that we were talking about just
they hit it and
literally
quit it?
last week. And it's like, you know, because there's so few. No, but there's so few roles anymore, and there's so few places for them to be seen that they feel like they need to be out there and be their most outrageous self and you know, fulfill that need to be noticed on a constant basis. And it's so boring. They're
Nobody
all the
stands
same.
out. We never replace our pop culture icons with anything. I haven't updated I found myself last week making a Christian Slater reference, and I got mad at myself. And then I thought, well, who am I going to replace him with? Like, who am I going to? What am I supposed
Christian
to? You know, like
Slater?
I'm.
Well, look at exactly. Look at sports. I mean, sports is the same way. It is all bland. It is bland, uninteresting people that do nothing. Interesting.
It
I mean,
was
they're
better
just
when I
bland.
didn't know everybody's fucking thoughts.
Exactly.
You know, it's
yeah.
It's like
I don't
every
need to
sports
know.
guy is fucking blowing up on Twitter, and then you have these fucking influencers. It's like, dude, you know, back when I was a kid, did I know what Chuck Norris was thinking when he entered the octagon? No. And that's what made it great.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I don't need to know Patrick Mahomes' every little thought about the whole parade and his wife.
Oh, his
I don't need to know when Cardi B takes a
His wife-
shit.
I don't
Like,
care.
seriously.
So, you know, I mean, we had
And so
the
pop
Daytona
culture is
500
like weird now. It's just weird. It's a
Banal.
weird space. And
It's
you know, and
gross.
again, they went on for like a half hour talking about this Instagram chick, TikTok, whatever the fuck she's on, Alex Earl. And how excited they all are about this 19-year-old or 20-year-old. And, you know, they're just going off about how amazing she is and how gorgeous she is. And, you know, she's just such a beauty. And, you know, we need to get her on the show. I mean, it's just fascinating to me.
You don't.
You don't.
No, you
In
really
general,
don't.
Most
No.
interview format is obsolete. You don't need.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull something up for you guys.
It sounds
like Gary's vinyl.
I mean,
Oh, you could
want
hear that?
You want to
Yeah,
know
it
what's
sound
going
like
on? You just go
fire.
straight to their Twitter or Instagram, and they'll tell you more than you want to know.
Yeah. And it's
Why are you
oversharing.
cooking bacon on our show?
I'm getting a little hungry now.
It sounds like Gary and Ross Zabin playing Jackson Brown vinyl with each other.
I'm trying to find this girl for you guys so that you may appreciate.
please.
Okay,
I
so
looked
yeah,
up
so let me cue it up for you. Let me
I
tee
did
it
some
up for
research
you
this morning.
in a moment.
So, you know, in the old days, like, this is how bland, like, NASCAR is, because the 500 was the other day. I don't watch it. Like, remember we used to talk about Dick Trickle? Dick Trickle, during caution laps, would light a cigarette up and sit there and smoke while he was waiting to start racing again. Then he'd flick it out the window and he'd start going.
What about what's his face? What about John Daly, the golfer?
Oh,
yeah.
He would be
He smoking, just died out on the greens. He didn't give a fuck. Wearing his stupid, like, you know, Christmas ball pants that he would hang out in.
Drunk.
So,
and he was drunk, too.
yeah, of course. So there's this chick named Alex Earl who has 4.6 million followers on YouTube. And they are fascinated by her. I mean,
I was
just
kind of fascinated.
beside themselves because, of course, you know, obviously she's a student at University of Miami.
The U.
And I use student very, very, very loosely. She's not even really the prettiest girl.
Yeah,
Get ready with me for Mardi Gras day 2.
She's
The
very
best time
basic
yesterday,
bitch.
but we honestly ended the day kind of early. We
So
were in
basically
bed
what she
and
does is
eating
she
food
puts
by,
on
like,
her makeup and she talks to you about Mardi Gras and she talks about the things that she does and the places she goes and, you know,
And
here
what
she is.
makes her stand out than the other 5 zillion broads who do exactly the same thing?
Her big ass titties and her
Yeah, those are.
yeah,
She's
so
good at marketing.
she's very, very good at marketing. She, of
Very
course,
good at
was invited to a booth at the Super Bowl. So, of course, you know, this was like a big thing. 3 weeks before this, she was in Dubai. And, you know, she promotes all sorts of different makeups
confused.
and.
How isn't Dubai like whether you have to cover, like women have to cover up?
No,
and
no,
crap?
no. Dubai is not.
It's not. Oh wait, it's
No,
not. So
Dubai
like
is-
the exception. It's in the
Yeah,
United
it's the kinda
Emirates,
loose
right?
place.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Then she
like,
was
women
in
can't even
Jackson
drive.
Hole for the weekend before that. And so the fun fact about her, which they mentioned on air today, is that her dad married Ashley Dupree, who was the
Oh, that's
hooker,
the
who was with Elliot Spitzer, who was the governor of
Yep.
New York, whom they at one point had tried to set JD up with.
Yes, I remember that.
And so, yeah. So this is the chick that they are just going the fuck off about. But yeah.
If I can interject a thing with JD, because I had him on twice today, and it was all about going out with other girls that aren't named Hank.
Yes. 7.7 million views on this
a
TikTok.
copyright strike just for this.
Oh my God, yes, you're right.
Yeah, literally, she had
Interchangeable,
nothing but
forgettable.
takes away the 2 cents we make.
Nothing exceptional.
Yeah.
You're so
How is that just? She's literally playing the Fairly Odd Parents theme.
Yeah.
She probably monetizes for $1 million a month.
Yeah, I know. I
and
don't get it. I don't get it.
Take our $2 away.
Meanwhile, Brent and Kate
How
were
the hell
eating
is
it.
that even fair?
It's so right. You're so fucking right. I know. I didn't even realize that it was actual music that I needed to care about.
So Howard is fascinated by this broad. Why?
Fascinated because she has so many followers. He doesn't understand how
jealous.
she makes this much money. He doesn't understand how she can do this and be so successful.
Honestly,
He doesn't
she
get
seems
it.
to be doing what they claim Beth did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that chick's day is
jet-setter
harder than
lifestyle and
Howard's.
shit
I
like
think
that.
she has a tougher day than Howard does.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Do you think that? So, Xavier, do you think that girl went into the cockpit?
She could.
Oh, dude, I'm sure she went to all kinds of pits.
All sorts of cocks too.
She's a good-looking broad. She ain't a wonky.
A wonky freak. Exactly.
Yeah.
But she makes money. She makes a shit ton of money doing this.
Yeah.
And Howard is jealous on 2 levels. First, he's jealous because she has all these followers and makes money for nothing. Second of all, because she's a pretty girl, and that's what he wants to be.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Girl.
Yeah.
So he wants to get her on the show, obviously.
Well, there you go.
Literally, that
That's
broad is living the
Alex
life
Earl
that they claim Beth
on
had.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
Yeah.
get her on the show. We should talk to her because I think she's fascinating. I
She's a
think
big star.
big star, 7 million followers, and guess
Ain't
what?
playing with cats.
I'm interested how she's pulling all this off and her grades.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
let's
You
have her
want
on
to
the
talk to
same-
her about her grades? Sure.
Let's have her on the same show
you.
with Joe Walsh, right? Same demographic.
Right?
Okay, so then he tells us about this game that he plays every year. Let's guess which guests this is. Okay, here we go.
It's not knock knock, is it?
You know, it's crazy too. I have friends. I was upset too because I have friends. We play a game every year. I don't want to say who
No,
the
you don't.
friends are.
I know who it is.
They come
Jimmy and Molly.
and visit my wife and I every year, and we play a
Hollywood
game.
Howie.
We all sit down with a pad and paper, and we write down questions
Who does this? What
Okay,
adult?
I'll tell you who this is. Because it's
about 50 questions, all based on the news, Robin. Stuff like, who do you think the next president will be?
You know.
And then you write it down.
You know.
And then when we get
You know.
together in a year, we open up the envelopes and we see who was right and who was wrong and who wins. And one of the questions we always write down is, who do you think's going to die this year?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, who is it?
All right, so it's Allie Wentworth and Snuffleupagus.
I don't think they see them once a year.
Kimmel and Molly.
Yeah, but
It's Kimmel and Molly.
No, I think it's because it's too geek. It's so geeky and so newsy. Plus, then when they talked about the person who was going to die, that it's very, very.
I think they see
politician
them
because
more
it
than
was
once a
Jimmy
year, though,
Carter.
babe. I
What?
think that Kimmel is the one that he doesn't see but once a year, and they come and see him in the
But you
summertime. I
remember,
do.
It's the last conversation, and Molly and Snuffleupagus are there right now. So
Molly?
Not Molly. I mean, Allie. Allie and Snuffleupagus are there.
Well, I don't know if they're still there.
Well, no, it was the video was from yesterday. That
Could be Downey and his wife.
I don't think Downey would give a shit
He
to talk
goes
about
there
that
once
kind
a
of
year.
stuff.
I mean, I'm just saying that's the only other. I'm with you on Kimmel.
He
but I'm
do
just throwing
has
out other-
friends that only see him once a year, and so it wouldn't be unusual for any of the people that he considers friends.
So it's definitely not Scott the engineer, and
It's
If it's
definitely
just
not
seeing
Scott.
them, it could be anybody that's close by. Actually, could
Yeah.
be Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, he's not friends with you, Jackman.
He is friends with him apparently.
Social?
Last time he was on, he was talking about being at his. It was bizarre. He like hangs out with him all the time. I had not heard that until the last time Hugh Jackman was on.
All right,
It
that's
surprised the
disappointing.
shit out of me.
That's disappointing.
Hugh Jackman
right.
was the MC at Joan Rivers' funeral. which is also bizarre.
Ah,
Which I
very
don't understand that
incestuous, this
connection.
relationship crew that they have, don't they?
Yeah.
All right, let's do a little fan feedback because I only have 3 more clips. So let's hear the fan feedback on the group Tookus, because none of this can possibly be true.
It's weird. Also, this whole thing, I announced my new band with Richard Christie and Steve Nowicki called Tookus. It's a 3-piece combo. And fans, of course, cannot get enough of it. The debut
They're
single.
liking this first song.
Oh
the
yeah,
first
yeah,
single?
yeah. Well, I won't read the ones that didn't like it.
Stop.
Howard, Smell My Tookus will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on music and popular culture. Not since the Beatles has a band captured the zeitgeist of a generation.
He doesn't know that word, by the way.
No, he doesn't.
Word we use all the time, but okay.
No, he does not know.
It's not even.
Zeitgeist.
Unbelievable. Howard, I can't get Smell My Tookus out of my head. You need to release it to the masses ASAP. Also, my favorite part about the Tookus project is that all of your concerts start at 4 p.m. Yeah, a lot of people wrote that.
Let's continue.
Who?
You already deserve to be in the Radio Hall of Fame. We may well as induct you into the Singing Songwriting Hall of Fame at this point.
Right. You're so good.
Howard, between Bang O'Clock and I Wonder Who Tom Brady's Fucking, how could you ever doubt your musical talent? We need a full-on Howard Stern musical album. Well,
You know what? Do they do a contest in the back for all 70 people to
Yes.
to input questions for the day and figure out? It's so funny because I remember one time I said Mehmet looked like a 14-year-old lesbian, and they actually used it on air. And that's when they used to still have the Twitter feed, but I don't know where they could possibly be getting feed from anymore.
Right. So I bet they have a contest back there with all the writers, and they write down crazy
Every day.
shit to praise them, and I bet they're back there high-fiving each other when they read it. They're like,
Yes, he did mine. Yes.
He read mine.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
there
Sound like
anything
a
more
12-year-old girl
douchey?
from Long Island? Yay!
Is there anything more douche than Steve Nowicki's guitars behind him when
Ugh,
he's on Zoom?
nothing.
Whoa.
Nothing.
Boy, would put a dent in that guy's head.
That's funny.
Abrizzo says this literally got 170 likes on Facebook when he posted the song. Yes. If that doesn't deserve to be in the Singer-Songwriter Hall of Fame. You know, I was telling Xavier the other day, I started listening to this new podcast that I'm absolutely loving, and they had on the guy from the Knack who did My Sharona.
Yeah.
And it's literally like the movie about a boy. Like he still is making a shit ton of residuals off of My Sharona. And the funny thing about it is that it's one of the other guys who's now dead, who was in the band. He used to like this girl at a record store. She was only 16 years old. He was like 27, and he was totally after her, totally wanted her. And he invited her to come to like one of the recording studio things one time. And he said, yeah, I have a surprise for you. And he started singing this song about little one, pretty one. When are you going to give me some time, Sharona? And, and yeah, it was one of those things. She's like, at the time, you know, I wasn't really thinking it was creepy, but it was like, I was kind of flattered, but of course I never made a dime on it. And so now she's a realtor, and I have to show you this. She's a realtor.
There's more realtors than houses now.
Hold on, let me refresh it for you. And
Oh
her
my
website
God.
is mysharona.com because the song was based on her. And the dude who is still the guy who is, there's Sharona. And the guy who sang this was one of the guys from the Knack, makes over $150,000 a year, passive $150,000 a year for the one song he ever had.
I remember the only thing that beats that was the guy that did Spirit in the Sky, because he was on Stern bragging about, because he was making like what, $400,000 a year because it was in so many movies. That Spirit in the Sky was just, and that was the only song he did, the one song.
Let me give you the best one ever.
Yeah.
Do you know the best one ever?
Yeah.
Autobot.
The Happy Birthday song is still copyrighted. You can't sing Happy Birthday to You as it is known without getting a copyright strike. How about that?
Autobot. I
birthday
thought
to
that was
you.
the same thing too. Remember that song goes, "She's just 16 years old.
That guy's a creeper
Leave
too.
her alone. They say."
They say.
That's Benny Mardonis. That's what I thought you were
Yes.
talking about because it's the exact same theme.
Yeah, my Sharona. And she's like, and I was only 16 and my mother didn't even want me to go. And, so I just said, screw it, I'm going. And yeah, that's all she wrote. So yeah.
Did you guys see Reality Bites?
Oh,
Winona
FFP's is
Ryder,
saying no
Jeanine
longer true.
Garra-
Happy birthday. Oh, I need to look that up now. Hold on. Now I need to see. Talk
How
a
old
little
is
bit
the
while I'm
song?
looking this up.
Isn't it like 50 years it becomes public domain?
Apparently
Unless
they
it's
kept
Disney.
refreshing it. Let me see. Happy birthday
Like
to
Disney?
you.
Like Disney does?
Yeah, unless it's a Disney thing. 'Cause Mickey Mouse
Benny
should have been.
Mardonis.
Mickey Mouse should have
Disney
been
is like-
public
I think
domain.
Mickey Mouse is finally going to become public domain this year.
Finally, wow.
Yeah, after like 100 years.
Exactly.
So the song is in public domain in the United States and the European Union. Warner Music had previously claimed copyright on the song in the U.S. and collected licensing fees for its use until 2015. In 2015, the copyright claim was declared invalid, and Warner Chappell agreed to pay back $14 million in licensing fees. So yeah, I guess it is now free to use. Okay. Not up on my, not hip on my my trivia here. Okay.
I remember. Did you guys see Reality Bites?
Yes,
Winona
with
Ryder and
Winona Ryder.
Jeanine Garofalo are in the car singing "My Sharona," and I felt like it galvanized the song again and it gave it new life back then.
They talked about that. They
Did they?
talked about how it's tricky. The song, the rap
Yeah.
song. The beat from that is from My Sharona.
I didn't know that.
And
Holy
they
shit,
had to
that's
pay.
crazy.
They had to pay to use the song, and it's just
The Run
crazy.
DMC song?
Didn't know
Yes.
that. That's crazy. I had no idea.
Really?
Yes, yes,
shit.
I wanna see
yes,
it.
yes. So I highly recommend you listen to this podcast. Hold on, I'm going to give it a little plug, Robin. They don't pay us for this, but I'm going to give it a little plug. Hold on, old lady has to put on her glasses so I can tell you what.
Is
it's
that
called.
why
Girl
chain
named Carol
restaurants can't
follows
sing
Daryl
"Happy Birthday"?
every gig we play.
It's
says,
true. If you
Tone
look
Cod.
if you look at all the songs that are like happy birthday songs, I like to use like stupid happy birthday songs on for people when I wish them happy birthday, and none of them are the happy birthday song because they used to get killed with that. All right, hold on. I need to tell you what this is. Give me 1 second, everybody.
Do you know Johnny Depp wrote Happy Birthday?
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Benjamin. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it's another show that I love called Freakonomics. Yeah, I'm a nerd. It's called The Economics of Everyday Things. And there's only 4 episodes, and it's the third one called My Sharona. So yeah, I highly recommend that. All right, so our last clip for the day is the end of
Yay.
show recap. Here we go. This went on. Like, he just couldn't end the show. He just doesn't end the show anymore. It's
Half
just
an
the
hour.
weirdest thing. It's like,
Half
end
an
the
hour.
friggin' show already. Here we go.
Anyway, that's our show for the day. It's enough. I'm all worn out now.
Meanwhile, they spent another 2 minutes recapping the show that they had just done.
Show was way too long. Should have gone home.
Yes, they got paid for my bologna. Yes,
Yep.
they mentioned this in the podcast.
Oh wow! I don't even know that one.
And that was huge for them, and they made a shit ton of money on that.
I honestly don't
I
know
should
that.
have gone
Weird
It's
Al.
amazing. It's an
bologna?
amazing listen. It's only 15 minutes long. It's worth your,
off the
your
air
time.
45 minutes
Okay.
ago. But you know what? Once we start gabbing, I can't stop.
What?
Yeah,
I think we
okay.
had a lot of topics today.
Let's
Like
review,
the
shall we?
Yeah, I mean, we discussed the whole Megan Kelly, Machine Gun
Megan
Kelly
Fox.
thing. Megan Fox, the Machine Gun Kelly thing.
Ah, senility.
And then
Important
the
stuff.
little influencer thing.
Little
LD, the show went on until 10:45 for no good reason.
Richard Belzer, rest in peace, for sure.
and
And
Raquel
don't forget,
Welch, yeah.
No, what you're not remembering about My Sharona is it may be parody, but when you use the music, the dun 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 dun, they get songwriter and they also get musical credit for that. That's what it's about.
And the
Huey
most important
Lewis
thing
and Ray
is
Parker Jr.
Huh?
Huey Lewis and Ray Parker Jr. that lawsuit. What it was? Huey Lewis sued successfully Ray Parker Jr. for Ghostbusters. It ripped off "I Got a New Drug."
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think he successfully
What?
sued Ray
That's
Parker
hard.
Jr. for ripping off "I Got a New Drug."
Can we listen to the end of the show, please? It's so
Please,
interesting and scintillating. You need to know it.
Week on Howard 101, it's Shark Week, inspired by Robin.
Oh, it's short week as well on Howard 101 because they of the 20-year anniversary of Robin shitting her pants whilst running.
Quivers shitting her pants. That's on Sternthology. Here's some of the most horrific, and I mean horrific, on-air accidents and worst sharding stories in Stern Show history all week long. Wednesday, we'll talk to Pink, and she will perform, which woman sings like an angel. Love that woman. So there we go.
Over Zoom.
And in honor of President's Day, Obama and Trump sucked their own penises on air. That was pretty cool.
That's true, too.
Can you imagine this is what we're listening to at the end of the show?
Yep. We heard about Ronnie eating a woman out for 20 minutes. So there you go. You heard it all. You went around the world and back again. All right. That's it.
Heard that putting reluctant into a search engine could get you arrested.
Yeah, be careful. Just put it.
Yes. So they did do a eulogy for Belzer. I mean, it was awful. There was nothing to really
Write him a note.
talk about there.
He almost said that.
He hasn't been on the show in over a decade. He doesn't fit the Marcy plan at all. We heard a thing. Remember, Casey told us that when they were doing the rotating Jackie chair, they marginalized all those old school guys like Belzer, Brenner, and Richard Lewis. I mean, he did come in a little bit, but he was like, anytime they were pitched, Howard would just go, no Belzer, no Brenner.
Yeah, Mike Walker is dead. You know, I was literally 2 minutes away from getting him on the show. It was a shame. He literally died while we were in the midst of tweeting with him. Yes.
I did the Matt Dillon thing to him when he tweeted us back. He was,
yes. And then I DM'd him and he said he would come on the show. And then literally like 2 days later, he died. All right, here we go.
Cleaning out the computer.
Well, let's start with those Raquel Welch versus Stuttering John clips. And then we'll do a little bit of Belzer. In MP4, I'd rather do the MP4 ones, Belzer versus the Skeleton Twins. I think those would be more fun. So they're good. They're good.
They're good.
Okay, so let's do Raquel Welch versus Stuttering John Part 1. Here we go.
Stuttering John, come in here.
Raise it, Monique.
Is he out on an assignment? Stuttering John was out on an assignment, got punched out last night, but now he's embarrassed. Well, just listen to this. Stop laughing, but it's funny. You got punched in the face, right? Yeah, literally.
In the nose?
Yeah, right in the nose. I had a headache all night last night. Like in the nose and my up and like right here. Like, well, tell Robin who punched you out. Raquel Welch. The girl punched him out, but she punched him really hard.
Yeah. She hurt you.
Popped him like right in the face when he asked her a question.
Ooh,
Took the back of a hand, not even like the backhand. She backhanded him. Like she knows karate, so she backhanded.
Does she know karate? It seems like.
Well, obviously, she knew how to hit me. She's not an angry woman. She's not angry. She's not angry that she doesn't do anything anymore. Well, all he asked her was, "Are they drooping yet?" I said, "Oh, come on, get a sense of humor about yourself."
Well, I think it's funny.
You know. David, what was the answer? Pop. She didn't say a word. She looked at. I guess they are. She looked at me. They must be. And I said, "Well." Of all the questions.
And you didn't even see it coming.
Didn't see it coming. And I had no idea who would do that. Oh, well, he's a very serious man. The only one who has sense of humor was Olive Stone. Everybody else, yeah, he's cool. What were the other questions you had for her? Give me those. We gave her.
He said Paul Newman was a dick.
We had a bunch. Yeah. Well, number one, and number two was, does your gynecologist pay you?
Oh.
I think that would have got a kick. Which is great. Why? That's a compliment. Does your daughter have a bigger set of breasts as you? Bigger set of breasts than you? Your son's friend.
Oh, horrible. Okay, moving on. Stuttering John 2.
God, she should have.
It does. Poor boy. What is this, tape 2?
Hey, Raquel, can I ask you a question for WSOK? The Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, hi.
How you doing? So have they started drooping yet? Raquel? Raquel? Ow! Man, she just nailed me in the face. Holy Pop me. Yo, is there a Raquel Welch. Just hit me. Oh, she just hit me. My first pop. I hope she got a lot of money. Oh my God, my nose. Damn, John, I feel that. Oh, did you get it on camera? No. Holy. Like this. Just nailed me. Right in the face. Wasn't even a slap. So that's what we're not good. What?
You know, he deserved it a lot more than he got it, to
Absolutely.
be honest with you.
Absolutely.
They said Paul Newman almost did it too. I would have hit him
I'm
too.
sure he deserved it. I'm sure he deserved it.
If you were Raquel Welch, would you have? Why shouldn't she hit him? Like if
I would
back
have
then,
kicked him. I would have kicked him between the legs. I
What
would
does
have
she have to
hobbled
gain
him.
by taking the high road. What is
She
it?
punched him in the face. I mean,
I would have hobbled him. All right, we're going to go on to a little bit of Belzer. Belzer, rest in peace. Ida, yes, you are right. According to Howard, he is responsible for Belzer's long, successful career because Barry Levinson was listening to the show that day, and he said, you know what? This guy would be great for whatever detective, whatever show.
Munch.
I never watched
Munch.
it. What show is that?
Law and Order. Homicide, Law and Order. He set the record for the most television shows with one character appearing on it.
Oh, really?
Detective Munch. Yeah, that's some kind of.
All right, interesting. So we have a couple of little clips we're going to play, and then we're going to wrap up the show. So this is Belzer versus Skeleton Twins.
So this is when the North Shore Animal League bullshit in the Hamptons. Belzer gets sick and has to cancel on it. So Howard's bragging about stepping in for his own wife's fucking charity. And I give you the kind of the setup for it. And so Belzer, the last two clips is Belzer coming on the show a couple days later to defend himself. And Howard says, we're done. You're a piece of shit. You blew off Beth's charity. And
he's going to get angry at him because he does nothing for anybody, this fucking guy.
Right.
But yeah, be pissed at somebody who's doing something free for your wife's charity.
Absolutely free.
Fuck. All right, here we go.
Right. I went out to North Shore Animal League. They had something called Dog Academy Awards. The whole idea is to get a bunch of famous people to make little short films about their dogs and stuff, and then they show them, and it's a fundraiser for North Shore Animal League. Well, they contacted me about 2 weeks before this thing and said they were going to honor Beth. Beth raised $300,000 for them running in this marathon.
I would honor that.
They said they're going to honor her, and that Richard Belzer is hosting the night, and he's going to present the award to her. And he's going to present, saying to myself, Beth doesn't really know Richard Belzer. And Belzer, you know, I don't know how much empathy he has for anyone other than himself.
Well, he's a big dog.
But I'd be happy if they'd like. I would present Beth with the award. They kind of said, how would you get involved? And I said, I'll present the award if you'd like. So I made this whole big speech about Beth.
That is a...
Yeah. Beth was out with her mom, and I spent a couple of hours writing this thing because I just wanted to get
sweet.
it right.
It's the least you can do.
You know, when they announced that someone was coming out to give her the Crystal Angel Award, she was like, I wonder who it's going to be. And then it was me.
Oh, wow. So Crystal Angel Award, that's probably like a bigger award than anything Howard ever received in his entire career. She got the Crystal Angel
What a
Award.
mensch. You're emceeing your own wife's thing who wouldn't have got the fucking thing if it wasn't for you anyway. And she gets to write off the $300,000 anyway.
Circle jerk of life, my friend. Circle jerk of life. All right.
Are we sure it wasn't just Crystal?
Yes, it's just Crystal.
A sort of a friendship of mine, but I have to say it in all good conscience. Richard Belzer is the most selfish, fucked up human being on the goddamn planet.
Unless something really terrible happens.
Well, I'll put that.
Is that true, Music Stream?
I think I heard that too.
Yes. They talked about it on the show all the time.
He's Henry Winkler's cousin, Dennis.
Yes.
Is that a fact or is that just a weird?
That's a
rumor?
fact.
That would make that makes absolute sense to me. That makes absolute sense.
Belzer volunteered or was asked to be the host. He works with North Shore Animal League. He loves to see his picture in the paper in an ad with North Shore Animal League, but I doubt he does that much more for them. Right. Lend his face to the,
Oh, what does Beth do?
15 minutes before the event is about to start, he has his assistant, not himself, his assistant contact North Shore Animal League and says, Richard's too sick to do it. He can't do it. Now, first of all, I do know from a friend of mine, they saw him at the airport. But
really?
I don't know. I don't have that confirmed. I can't say yes or no.
But if you're sick,
some champion before fucking Belzer, 15 minutes before this event's about to start, and these people don't have any money, they don't have any.
They have more fucking money than
know.
you can possibly imagine. Don't minimalize the strong
have a
arm,
budget.
long arm of North Shore Animal League.
They have a budget larger than most countries. I
Yes.
mean, it's
You're right.
insane
Yes.
how much they
You're right.
spend.
Yes.
He just fucked them royally. And I even said to the people, it's good. I said, I saw Belzer bomb at the Friars Club.
Yeah,
I
he was
said,
horrible.
I said, you're probably better off. He would have droned on up there forever and not censored himself. So I just think what he did was despicable. I know he's booked in here in a couple of weeks. I want to unbook him and just say,
What year was this,
This
Joe?
is 08, fall of 2008.
stay the fuck away from me.
Or do you want to find out?
I don't know. Don't do that to people. You just don't. I don't care. Maybe my work ethic is different than
And
Richard.
then they have to
All of a
scramble.
sudden, I see. You know who came in all the way from California just to hang out and be a part of it and contribute was Maria Menounos, who's a hot piece of ass.
she's hot. What else does she have to
looked
do?
fucking incredible. I look over at her. She's wearing this fucking dress. She has great legs. She's got a beautiful face, big titties out.
What happened to Maria Menounos?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. There is
It's okay. It's the end of that clip.
There's an interesting tie-in with her and David Allen and Marcy. I don't know why I heard one day it said Maria Menounos and David Allen was her guest on Sirius. So I sit down, what the fuck is this? I record it. She starts the conversation off going, she goes, I went to Howard Stern's house.
I remember
ring
that.
the doorbell and David Allen answered the door. So they tried to recruit her for their bullshit. And I'm imagining this is tied into it somehow. They brought her into that weird cult, the GTD cult. I gotta show you that clip. I have it. I definitely have it on my hard drive.
Okay, final clip. It's 2 minutes 44. What is this
It's
exactly?
Belzer coming in and unloading and defending himself.
All right, I might scooch through it a little bit.
No, just watch him walk in though.
Pointed in Belzer. He knows about this.
Has he
Where
hasn't
is
talked
he?
to you?
There he is. He has not spoken.
Disappointed in me?
Yes.
Let me ask
Look
you
at
a
those
question.
ears.
Go
Jesus.
ahead. Ask away,
Coming in
pal.
on the attack.
Ask away, pal.
Coming in on the attack. That's the good one.
There you go.
But Bells, really,
Let me ask you a
Skinny
question.
Can I be honest?
No, can I
I'm
ask you a question?
disappointed in you.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If I knew that something dear to you, more dear, let's say, the dearest thing to me is my family. The second most important thing is rescuing animals.
Maybe.
You know that.
So you say.
And your wife knows that.
No, she doesn't.
Don't smirk at me.
Yeah.
The
First
night
of all,
of
blow
the
your
ni-
nose.
Okay. The night.
There's a tissue right.
What's going on?
The thing.
Go ahead. Be honest.
I'm going to be honest with you. How long have you known me?
Not that long.
25 years.
Well, I've had you as a guest for 25 years.
Suck my ass. Now you're not my friend. If you and I had an event together that meant a lot to you, and they said Howard is sick 15 minutes before the event, I would call you up and say, Bells, what's wrong? What did you say? That asshole, how dare he? Aren't you
have nothing
concerned?
wrong-
Aren't
no.
we friends?
First of all, I want to say, can I
Believe
say-
that I was sick?
No.
This is the most important thing to me.
When did you get sick?
Yeah.
That day I was sick all day, puking and shitting
So why
blood.
wouldn't you call
and
them?
Because I thought I could make it. I'm a pro.
No, you're not. No one knows. Everyone knows you're not a pro.
Oh my God.
Number one, let me say something to you.
Don't make me crime over this.
You couldn't climb over
You're
that.
gonna crime over? it?
Yeah, I couldn't even say the word climb.
Belzer, I've always had a lot of respect for you. I always thought you
Do
were
you
a guy.
think I'm making this up that I would pull out at the last
Yes.
minute? Why?
I'm going to tell you why. You ask, and I'm going to give you an answer. Number
All right.
one, all right, I'm going to be honest with you.
Please.
Look, I went to this charity event. And
But
you couldn't have done
obviously I could not have done it. I was sweating. I was
I heard
shitting.
you in the airport. You
That's
were
bullshit.
dancing that weekend.
That's bullshit.
You did a live show.
That's
you came out
bullshit.
dancing to the Rolling
Bullshit.
Stones.
That's bullshit.
It's true.
What?
That
night?
No,
I
not
was
that
sick
night.
that day.
But you
Oh,
performed
so you
that weekend.
recovered immediately.
I was sick that day.
What was wrong with you?
I performed prior to that.
No, after that.
No, and I didn't perform it. I was
Let us harken back just for
Wow.
a second, if we can. Hold on. Let me pull this up for our viewing pleasure.
I should
before
also
we-
say Dennis Miller stole his whole comic persona from Belzer. The grasshopper and the babe and the whole snarky thing. It's completely stolen from Belzer.
Yeah, let's not. Oh, thank you, Josh Foster. Thank you. Love you guys. You're the
Speaking
Pascal
of-
Perez on the Pictures Mountain of my life.
Oh, my Dale Murphy over here,
Look,
Josh.
sweet love. Yes, the crutches are too short and the boot doesn't fit. But can you move your foot a little bit forward for me? Perfect. That's the picture I'll send to Gary. Yeah. Sometimes you just can't make it to something, even though it's super important, and you make up all sorts of excuses. And
Yep,
this
there it is.
what
The horse that broke its foot
but
It's hoof
still could
and,
go to a Hamptons party. This
Yep,
is
it's
this
collagen-
actually is a polo match. This
Yeah,
for
it went
sure
to-
is a polo match. For
It
sure.
went to see a bunch of Paloponese.
A string
and
of Paloponese.
Nacho, and
string
then
of Paloponese,
It
yes.
just could not. It just could not make it to Gary's father's wedding. Wake.
Wake, right,
funeral.
right. But God
Viewing.
forbid a Richard Belzer who's puking and throwing up can't make it.
No.
He's such a twat. He really is. He's just a horrible human being.
Bulldog goes, skeleton fight. I want to say hi to Happy Pizza, Hippie Pizza. I can't believe any fans still listen to the Stern Show today. This is ridiculous.
no
I used to be a
fans.
daily listener, but I stopped in 2012. The clips, I hear them on Reddit, and they're mind-bogglingly unlistenable. Welcome.
Of course they
High
are.
Five Pizza.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Yiski Boodle says 2 old Jews fighting over presenting an award for a fake animal shelter trying to run a Ponzi scheme. I love this country. You kind of nailed it there. All right, we're going to leave you. It is only Monday. We do have 2 more days of this shit show
Jesus
to give
Christ.
to you. It is already 11 o'clock, and it is sleepy time. So thank you for joining us all tonight. So how are your new headphones, Dennis? Were they good?
Oh, they're spectacular.
Spectacular, right?
I get to hear his teeth slipping like
Awesome.
anything. It's just great.
Awesome. If either of the 2 of you would like a pair of these, I'd be happy to provide them to you. In the meantime, everybody have a wonderful night. There's no more sports on Monday, so it's really cool. You're not missing anything with not seeing The Bachelor, so it's all good. And we'll see you Monday. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.